I knew it. The microphone settings were wrong. Oui.
This is it.
Shh, thanks, Obama. Alright, skip that. Dismiss that.
The microphone.
Microphone sounds good. We'll give people like 13 seconds to get their ass in here, and then we'll get moving. Xenos, European players? No. Xenos like the space monsters that Space Marines have to fight in space in Warhammer 40 Space. Righty, for the VOD, video on demand viewers who are from Europe, because none of those fuckers are awake right now, and they're like, hey, why are you casting a tournament we played in, us European players played in, at a time where we couldn't possibly be awake to watch it? And I say to you, dude, I work during the day, okay? When you guys are at home, gallivanting about playing your video games, I am at my job, so I couldn't cast it. Normally I cast on Wednesdays, which is the day I get off work, but this Wednesday I had to help Grace try and find a car that is not going to explode imminently. We found one, and then I spent all of yesterday doing that. So I've been busy, and this is the only time I can find to do it. Because Turin's streaming tomorrow. That's a whole fucking thing. Because it's a faction war that I'm going to be in, and I'm going to lose instantly. Because, like, it's messed up. So guess what's my run? I get Grand Cathay, and then, if I win that, I get fucking Empire. You know why? Because Turin hates me. Because Turin hates me. Also, Skaven are pretty strong right now, so actually tracks, that makes sense. Yeah, so Saturday's no good. Sunday we could, but that's an awfully long time to wait. And then next week's gonna be busy too. So this is it. This is what we got. This is the time. Hey Scotch, how you doing? Sam Goodwin's here. Was the car good and has it exploded yet? The other car exploded, but this car is not. But let's get on with it. New player tournament. I went through all the replays everybody sent me. I think I filtered out all of the duplicates. I made a spreadsheet, made sure I have at least one of everybody's replays still around, so everybody who was involved in the tournament gets cast at least once. We have Contrarian Codex versus Duck of Despair. There were 4 Swiss rounds leading to any tiebreakers. Now, if you were paying attention to that replay screen, you saw that there were 2 semifinals and a final, meaning that there were ties, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Necromancer gifting the 5 memberships. Thank you so much, sir. It means a lot. Your donations are always welcome. Let's do this. This is a catastrophe for the ethereal build. Fighting Tzeentch where everything has magic damage and you decided to take full ethereals is a wild one, Mr. Duck of Despair. 5 Sirens, Solostra, with Vangeist's Revenge and Fog of the Damned, a Morgul Haunter, Shade Wraith Gunners, and then more Morguls, including the Night Terrors. The other side for Tzeentch, we have Chaos Furies, one of which is currently getting deleted by those ghost units. Then a bunch of blue horrors, pink horrors, Tretch Craven Tail Changeling. The Changeling turns into Tretch, which is a Chad move. And then we have the blue scribes with their random spells, Changebringers, and the Shrieking Skyrays. Now, all the magic damage of the Ghosty Ghost army also works both ways. It does do more damage to demons. Their physical resistance is useless, but I feel like ghosts rely much more heavily on physical resistance than the demons do. 0 armor, 55% physical resistance. Shade Wraith Gunners doing good damage, but also that leadership debuff might just get the Chaos Furies to disintegrate, but charging should save them, and they do land onto the Shade Wraith Gunners. The Shrieking Skyrays are coming out as well, so the Shade Wraith Gunners are doomed. But the front line is out. Vangeist's Revenge down the line. How much friendly fire does it do? Let's find out. None. Really good angle there. So it looks like these blue horrors are about to fade away, especially as Morguls are rear charging them. Shade Wraith Gunners are dead, however. So that's a bit of an oof. Poor Coast. All Ghost Rush into Tzeentch. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Damn Knights Errant are out. These ghosts need to move on. After they demonic instability crumbled their previous targets, now they are a little lost. They do need movement orders much more quickly than they are getting them, unfortunately. And they're also blobbing up a bit, where when your enemy is like full ranged like this, you kind of need to send one thing after each guy, because you should win the 1v1 in melee, right? It's that getting shot is a problem. But blobbing up does allow blue horrors and pink horrors and whatnot to just get shots off, so the ghosts are trying to run around, disrupt as much of the Zinch build as possible. The Changebringers fire freely on the Night Terrors. There's no range damage, there's no air units here for the Ghost build of the Vampire Coast. The Ghost Coast. So the Changebringers are free and clear to do whatever they want. As Tretch chases down Silastra, Changeling Tretch does not have magic damage, just anti-large. What is getting cast here from the Blue Scribes? A final transmutation overcast from the Blue Scribes right onto Silastra. Might just be the end of this game as it takes out like 2/3 of her HP in one cast. Meanwhile, more blue horrors are fading away. Silastra's going down. Even a bolt of change can hit her on the head, and that'll certainly seal her fate. If it doesn't kill her outright, she'll just crumble after that point. There we go. So she's gone. Bounce power tips against the coast, and they fade away. Hey, Trogdor. Trogdor, I forget. Did you win one of these yet? Changeling got a whopping 140 value. Blue horrors, pink horrors all did fine. I imagine the Changebringers did well. Yeah, 2,200 value for those Changebringers that just got to free fire. For Duck of Despair, it was neat, but it struggled. Struggled hard. Trogdor, I miss when you could play these. Okay. I want to do this one. I know we just cast a Contrarian Codex game, but I want to do this one so that the final is at the bottom, and then I can stop remembering that these two are down there. Because believe it or not, 4v4 Bears actually has nothing to do with this tournament. That's a replay I was going to maybe cast as a video, but I'm busy with things, and I don't have to explain myself to you. Moving on. Contrarian Codex and Corvis Glaive. How does he have squigs? Wait, no, squigs are a greenskin unit. I don't know why I blanked out there and I thought they were a lizardmen unit. Got blown out by Butcherbird 2 days in a row in Tequila's tourneys. Damn. Rough. Butcherbird's pretty good. Let's do it. For the Skaven, we have a front line of Skaven Slaves backed up by Eshin Triads, Avalanche Mortars, and Natty Bubo Sharpshooters. Then we have 4 Rat Ogres, 4 Skirmish units, 2 are Gutter Runners with Poison, 2 are Night Runners, and then a Wolf Rat in the Vanguard, Ick Claw on his Doom Wheel with Cleansing Ruin and Warp Lightning. I like this. I mean, of course I like this. I talked to Contrarian about it a bit, but I like mixing in Eshin Triads against Rush factions, because if they bring like Trolls or something, they'll wander up, route your Skaven Slaves, and run right into Eshin Triads, who will be stealth, so unless your opponent is constantly just watching the front line, they won't notice them usually before you get on the Trolls and get some good value up. On the other side, for Corvus Glaive, we have Orc Boar Boys, backed up by Squig Herds, Black Orcs, Savage Orc Biggins, some Orc Aura Boys, and Grimgore with no caster. Now, taking Black Orcs and, honestly, even Savage Orc Biggins versus Skaven is a risky proposition, as they are excellent at killing infantry. Spread shot from the Avalanche Mortars, huge damage onto Savage Orc Biggins. And this is why we don't usually bring anything of value versus the Skaven. Wolf Rat's closing in on the Orc Aura Boys. With Grimgore nearby and Orc Aura Boys having hybrid melee stats, they should be able to fight back against the Wolf Rats. Honestly, they should just turn and go into melee rather than running away. Do more damage that way, as the Black Orcs are now the target of the Avalanche Mortars. The Boar Boys are moving in. Night Runners and Gutter Runners not moving out of the way just yet. So they are getting caught by Savage Orcs and the Boar Boys. Not great. They're going to start falling back now. Using Rat Ogres to go buffer those guys is much better. Rat Ogres just trying to stay between the Orc Boar Boys and these two very expensive weapons team units, as the Avalanche Mortars are ruining the Black Orcs' day. Now, the Eshin Triads are going to have to run up and stop the Savage Orcs, but doesn't look like they will. Yes, they will now. Do they get there in time? Try and distract those Orcs, who do not look to be in the distracted mood, as they are booking it for Natty Bubo Sharpshooters. Hopefully for them, their leadership holds and they don't terror out too soon. Skaven Slave frontline is falling apart, but the Orc Boar Biggins on the flanks are having a pretty bad time between the combined forces of the Skirmishers of Eshin and the Molder Monsters. We have some nasty Skulkers sneaking about. These guys are mega garbage, but whatever. I don't know why they're so bad. Their stats look okay, but I swear I've tried them in melee, like, even in just testing, and they don't shred anything. I feel like their attack interval is super low or something. High melee attack, high weapon strength, armor piercing, you'd think they'd be fine, but whatever. More avalanche mortars, trying to hit the Savage Orc Biggins. A lot of those shots missing as they get a little too close for comfort. But there's a lot of Skaven melee units here that can be used to peel for this, so if this retreats and like this Rat Ogres come up or something, they'll be fine. It looks like that's just about what's happening. There we go. So good stuff there. Natty Boobo's trying to get away from these nasty Skulkers who were spotted by Rat Ogres. Rat Ogres go belly flopping in. The Greenskins are just way too far down right now. Look at all these healthy Skaven units still running around. The Greenskins are just kind of tattered. 2 more Flensing Runes from Ikit Claw and Grimgor will be dead. And the rest of this Greenskin build is pretty easy to clean up after that. Grimgor has popped all of his buffs. I keep thinking I'm hearing Flensing Ruin somewhere, like the boom, boom, but it's not proccing anywhere, so I don't know what's going on with that sound. Grimgor's just killing. Does he kill a Rat Ogre with every hit? Yeah, he does. He's killing a Rat Ogre with every hit. Rest in peace, Rat Ogres. It gets coming back over. Probably means he has something up his sleeve. Looks like he's just trying to tear out these Orc Boar boys. I thought he might be throwing a Flensing onto Grimgor there. This is honestly the best the Greenskins can hope for. Savage Orc Biggins and Black Orcs getting to team up on some Rat Ogres that used to be rather healthy is actually pretty huge for them trying to stay in this game. I think it's a hopeless situation, but I think that's the best they've gotten out of it. Avalanche Mortars are trying to punish those guys further. Grimgor is going to take another overcasted Flensing Ruin, and I guarantee you before this Flensing Ruin is done, army losses will hit. That's a guarantee. And if it's not true, I will shut the stream down. Alright, we're getting a little nervous. That bounce power isn't as terrible as I thought. Alright, we're getting a little nervous. We have 10 seconds left. Damn it. No, they're holding on. 2, 1, 0. Okay. Alright, you win. You proved your point. Guess I'm just wrong and stuff. Where's that happening? Ooh, that's gonna be a good cast, actually. Here. There's the army losses. Just a little late. Damn. Pretty one-sided game overall. It wasn't that fast, but like the Skaven just didn't take too many casualties. Avalanche Mortars got 2,800 value. For Corvis, he like never takes a caster. That's kind of his shtick. That's his whole thing. And we appreciate him for it, but it does hold him back sometimes. As seen here, probably want a caster. Boom. Alright, what's up now? Power Chan versus Pra 2. Pra 2 doesn't play in every new player tournament, but when he does, he plays elves. Crone Hellebron versus Alethanar. Okay. I'll allow it. What up, Tequila Sunset? How you doing? I wasn't sure if you were doing Friday night fights at night or not anymore, so I thought I'd check in before I started the stream, as you well know. Alright, for the Dark Elves, Crone Hellebron, we have 2 Dark Riders and Peter Crossbows who immediately get lit up by Shadow Warriors and have to run away. We have the Siren of Red Ruin, Black Arc Corsair Handbows, Dread Spears, the Hellebronai, some Black Arc Corsairs. We do have Cold One Knights, Crone Hellebron, Sorceress of Fire with Burning Head and Piercing Bolts. And that's about it. That's actually going to have a really hard time versus all this kite. I'm a little worried. The other side for the High Elves, we have a Flamespire Phoenix, Heralds of the Wind, Illyrian Reaver, Archer, ROR. Some regular Illyrian Reavers, Rangers, and Spearmen, but the main bulk of the army is 4 Shadow Warriors, Alethanar, and then a Beast Caster with the Manticore Summon? Yeah, Manticore Summon and Flock of Doom. This Medusa probably has to be the primary target, because it is counter-firing the Shadow Warriors here and there, and that is very annoying for the Shadow Warriors. They can outrange the Black Arc Corsair Handbows, they'll be just fine. They can outshoot these other guys, they'll be just fine, but that Medusa is going to be annoying. So Alethanar is currently trying to hunt it down. Dark Elves obviously realizing that they are going to get out-kited, trying to run down these guys with their Cold One Knights. The archers do have to continue to pull through those spearmen, get the Cold One Knights in a bad fight there. Looks like they're running now. Because where did all those Illyrian Reapers end up? It looks like they're in a 3v1 against the Cold One Knights. They might win a 3v1, but I don't know if they'll win it cost-effectively. As the Shadow Warriors have taken out almost an entire Black Ark Corsair. The Arawar Siren of Red Ruin is already below half HP as Alethanar continues to just poke at her. Golden Knight still chasing down the Shadow Warriors. So this is actually really good for the Dark Elves. I mean, they're catching the Shadow Warriors doing a lot of damage, and a good burning head down the line, away from your own infantry, towards your Cold One Knights, which they don't take that much damage from it, so it's just really good. I like that. I like that. Dark Elves playing their ass off from a losing position as the Shadow Warriors continue to inflict a lot of damage on them. And Alethanar taking his time. I don't love shooting at Helibron instead of shooting at the Siren that you got so low, because if you don't finish it off, then what was the point of doing all the damage to it in the first place? Don't High Elf Beastcaster summon eagles? Oh, yeah, you're right. Alright, I got distracted by chat for a second, but I'm back. This is why that lady needed to die, though. She is deleting spearmen with her shots. The Medusas got nerfed, but they just don't do as much damage versus cavalry or single entities anymore. They still do a shellacking against infantry. Just trying to get a shot on Rangers now. Alethanar is back to poking her down whenever he can. The Shadow Warriors are even joining in. Their ammo is dwindling. And the High Elves are ahead on the balance of power, but it's been creeping back towards the Dark Elves for actually quite a while now. As the High Elves run out of ammunition, they will become pretty pathetic. Shadow Warriors are not very good in melee. Not that they should be, just saying they're not. Ooh, this is a mistake, though. Sorceress of Fire gets into a fight with Alethanar. He has 67-62 for melee stats. He will beat her ass. And she realizes it's starting to run away, but Crone Helibron is in. 44 speed to Aleth's 53, so as long as he runs away, he should be fine. Looks like he will get to that safety now as another Burning Head goes through some of the Shadow Warriors who are regrouping in the background. Trying to get shots off wherever they can. They don't do the most damage to these small single entities. And how the hell did Crone catch him? I thought he was running. Aleth! Aleth is getting massacred by Crone Helibron right now. He needs to run, and he is starting to, but he is too slow. He's now been poisoned and wounded, which will double slow him. And Crone Helibron 4-shots him. She didn't miss a single shot. She just hit him 4 times over, killed his ass, and then a piercing bolts of burning pokes down the Shadow Warriors. All of a sudden, the big game is Dark Elf favored as Crone Helibron completely deletes Alethanar just in the blink of an eye. Ugh. Needed to keep running there, Aleth. One good thing is that the Great Eagle Summon helps some Shadow Warriors snipe out the Sorceress of Fire, so she's out of here. The Dark Elves are still a pretty dwindled force. Like, we have Crone Helibron, who's very healthy. Everything else for the Dark Elves is looking rather injured, except for that Black Ark Corsair. Shadow Warriors are low on ammo, but they still have some. You have Flock of Doom. I mean, it's something. I'm not feeling amazing about it, but it's something. Siren of Ruin continues to fire away. Sorceress of Fire not being chased by anything. There's no Illyrian Reavers nearby. The Flamespire Phoenix is busy doing other stuff. The Eagle is about to desummon. So, whatever. The Firecaster is back for now. Charging up a Burning Head as she gets shot and routes again. Does not shatter, though. Shadow Warriors running out of ammunition. 1 volley left on that one. 4 over here. Okay, this is looking real rough for the Dark Elves. Now I don't know. Aleth deserved that. Shadow Warriors getting a couple extra shots off. They do have to run. Can't let themselves get caught by these Corsairs. Uh-oh, they did. They're getting stabbed. And the Siren Red Ruin's firing down the side of the other Shadow Warriors. It's falling apart for the High Elves. They're getting caught. Too many little teeny tiny mistakes. Not finishing the Siren of Red Ruin is definitely coming back to haunt them. The Shadow Warriors getting caught up is a big problem. Kyle Lavelle is here, gifting the 1 membership. Thanks, brother. It's always appreciated. So these Shadow Warriors are all doomed. Heralds of the Wind are just kiting out away from Crone Helibron and the Black Ark Corsairs, but if they can get a good charge on the Sorceress of Beast, she will just shatter, and then you don't have to worry about her. Sorry, Sorceress of Fire. They seem lost in the sauce, though. The High Elves micro is slipping in the late game. Just too many mistakes with, like, a build that required very high execution. You just can't afford to make mistakes or they'll hurt quite a lot. Arrows of the Wind did manage to shatter off that Dark Elf caster. I feel like I have to be missing units, otherwise the balance power wouldn't be this even, but we have random Illyrian Reavers around. Oh yeah, there's a half-health Flamespire Phoenix. Bye, Kyle. Hope you have a good night. Heralds of the Wind gonna get run down by the Cold Knights. Cold Knights at less than 1,000 HP, so honestly the Heralds of the Wind should probably just turn and take that fight, because right now they're just gonna take rear attacks. As they have accidentally charged in the Siren Road Ruins, so now they're fighting Anti-Large Monster and Cold Knights at the same time. This is a bit of a disaster here. Whale of Malice out, they will tear out, and that is a painful loss of your last healthy cavalry unit. Damn. For the High Elves, the mistakes keep coming. They're getting punished. Illyrian Reavers try and charge in. They will get a little bit of a charge leadership bonus that should keep them in the fight for just a bare second, but with Crone Hellebron behind them and they're fighting armored infantry, they'll quickly rout. No doubt about that. Plastic bag. I'm sorry you don't get notifications. I've had people complain about that before, and I don't know why it is. I wish I could help you, but I cannot. Alright, Flamespire Phoenix is coming back. We have the Beastcaster, who does have no summons of Eagles left. What you get is what you get. I don't know if even a Flamespire Phoenix teamed up with the Mage of Beast could kill Hellebron at this point. I legitimately don't. But times 2 speed for just a second, as this guy figures out what to do. What are the High Elves doing? They're not attacking anywhere, so I don't exactly know what they're doing. Okay. So this would be a rule break. It's in the past, so there's nothing we can do about it now, but you do have to be attacking somewhere, and just running around with your dick in your hand is not exactly attacking. Oh, he's just trying to spell kite with Flock of Doom. That's kind of messed up. Yeah, Pra, if you're watching this, this is a giant rule break. You have to attack with something at all times. Okay, well, this is really fucking tedious, so... I kind of want to know who wins. Wins is in quotations here. Alright, I'll leave this in the background for 1 second. Alright, well that was anticlimactic. It looks like he just surrendered when he ran out of Flock of Dooms, but then what was the point? Sad. For anybody who complains about having rules and stuff, rules do prevent games like that. Conquest does a little bit, but you still can just run away, and it makes for bad content. It's not about who wins or loses at that point. It's just like, oh, the game is just running away. Damn, that sucks. That was a banger game until like that kind of limp ending. All right, what's up next? Power Chan versus Duck of Despair. Evil High Elves engaging in filth against the Noble Druki. It's true. Chorfs versus Vampire Coast. I'll allow it for Power Chan. Coast had a rough start to the stream. Full Ghost build versus Inch is brutal. Maybe they'll do better here. For the Chorfs, we have 5 Goblin Laborers, Chaos Dwarf Warriors buffing up the front line with 1 Infernal Ironsworn, 2 Blunderbusses, 2 Hobgoblin Archers. We have a Death Shrieker Rocket Launcher, a Bull Centaur Render, and Astrogoth Iron Hand with Hellhammer and Ash Storm. Also some sneaky Hobgoblin Freighters in the distance. On the other side for the coast, we have double carronades, both trying to shoot at that rocket launcher in the woods for now. And even though it's in the woods, they are scoring some hits as they can sneak right through the trees. So we have 2 carronades over there. Shade Wraith Gunners and another deck gunner, a bunch of handgun mobs. Regular deckhands in the front line, crab mobs, including the Lamper's Revenge, and then we have Count Noctilus on the ground with his summon, Invocation to Heck. Cool, cool. And those trees are trying to protect it, but a couple cannonballs are slipping through and still hitting that Death Streaker rocket launcher. Well, the rocket launcher's taking out some Lamper's Revenge models. That's pretty smart. In comes the gunfire. Goblin laborers just having to wander into that, holding up their little forearms as shields as best they can. Noctilus uses the first of his summons. Was it his Moondial or a real one? No, it was Moondial. Should probably run back and just harass the archers for a bit. Cannon shots getting through to the Death Streaker rocket launchers. It looks like it's been dragged out of the trees because the Lamper's Revenge went out of range briefly, and as soon as it leaves the trees, it just gets deleted. And already some of the Chaos Dwarf Warriors are thinking about leaving too. This has been a rough start here for the Chorfs. But similar to Skaven, nice Hellhammer, if you can get onto their backline, the balance of power can turn very quickly against the side of the Vampire Coast. Because so much of their money is in these like very expensive, very fragile weapons teams. So like if the Hobgoblin Wolfaders get back here uncontested, which it looks like they might, they can get a ton of value off. Frontline for the Chaos Dwarves is suffering a lot of damage, though most of them are just cheap little Goblin laborers. The ranged units are just fine, and in comes the Goblins. Lamper's Revenge stuck fighting Bull Centaur Renders. Bull Centaur Renders will slowly win that fight, and it frees up the Hobgoblin Wolfraiders to get in here, though they will terror out immediately from the Shade Wraith Gunners. The follow-up Hobgoblin Wolfraider will not be so easily deterred. Hopefully. Possibly. Potentially. Astrogoth gets into a brief fight with Count Noctilus. I actually don't know who wins that. Nerfed Astrogoth or Noctilus, but not versus a large opponent. That's a tough one to call. Hobgoblin Wolfraiders stopping 2 ranged units at once right now. That's actually very good use of them. Invocation Heck trying to save those guys. His handgun mobs also come back here, so a lot of the ranged units are ending up in the same areas. Blunderbuss is turning and try and fire at point-blank range into the crabs. Shredding through those armored boys, already half HP off for them, and even further. Now, I honestly would favor the Chaos Dwarves from this exact position. Like, the Chaos Dwarves are down the balance power right now, but I think that the state of the game actually favors them. Astrogoth still doing with Noctilus, doing a little bit of damage here and there. Has his Infernal Iron Sword nearby if he really wants the help. Now the blunderbusses are under attack. That is a real zombie. The crabs were fading briefly. Doesn't look like there would be much help for them regardless, though. Lamper's Revenge starting to come out on top of the Bull Centaur Renders. I don't know if they've been getting Invocation to Hex or just their natural heal is keeping them that far ahead, but they are doing pretty well. Hobgoblin Wolfraiders have killed a cannon and a Shade Wraith Gunner. Another deck gunner and a handgun mob. They're standing on top of each other, so a lot of them are obstructing themselves. They're not able to actually do any damage. As another Hellhammer's coming down. Lots of damage onto 2 zombie mobs. The Bull Centaur Renders do opt out of the fight with Lamper's Revenge, as Astrogoth opts out of his fight with Noctilus. So a lot of uncertainty out there as blunderbusses are trying to get a little poke onto the Vampire Lord, but a quick zombie summon will take care of those fools. Hobgoblin Wolfraiders routed off. Shade Wraith Gunners are too low to help, but 1 cannon and a deck gunner staying online, some handgun mobs still around. So the coast are back in this game as these Rotten Prometheans are about to fade away. The blunderbusses can get to safety. I honestly think they could beat a deckhands mob in melee too. They have pretty high melee stats. And there's a lot of summons. Noctilus, how many summons do you have left, dude? 0 on the Moondial, 2 summons from the spell. Okay, so the Vampire Coast front line is dwindling. Lamper's Revenge aren't nearly as effective versus Chaos Dwarfs as other factions because there's a lot of fire damage, which they are weak to. Ooh, and the Wolf Raiders weren't actually chased off, and now the guns are facing the wrong direction. If the Wolf Raiders realize that they've rallied, they can get a rear charge on these deck gunners for free, which would be pretty huge. So it's a race to see what player notices that these Wolf Raiders are just sitting here on the flank. Could be huge. As Bull Centaur Renders get a fight with Lamper's Revenge on top of zombie support, but under the covering fire of Hobgoblin Archers. Still neither side has noticed that sneaky, sneaky Hobgoblin Wolf Raider. Noctilus uses 1 more summon, so I think he only has 1 more in the tank, period. Whether he has the Wind's Magic for it or not. Infernal Ironsworn were trying to run back here, but they got stopped by two different zombie units. Now they're getting shot in the side by handgunners. There's deck gunners also shooting over the top, and Noctilus is nearby to help out. But the Lampish Avenger taken down by Astrogoth. A lot of stuff's fading away. Somebody, please remember the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. See, we'll give them Ogre Slave units as one of the units they've been throwing in badges for some cheap mass. Oh, I see. What up, Drassel? How do you join tournament? We host one every week. This one is already done. I'm just casting the replays. It was played on Tuesday. I was just busy that day. But yeah, I host it every week on the Discord. Holy, somebody get these Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders back in here. Infernal Ironsworn taking a lot of damage, but their leadership is holding for now as they run over these cannons, and they will quickly delete the cannons. I mean, these are Infernal Ironsworn, for God's sakes. They can beat a cannon crew. Look at these cannon crews. They're just lurching around as they get cleaved through by volcano axes. That's a one-sided fight. Astrogoth has rallied some of his back forces, still have blunderbusses and hobgoblin archers moving up. Meanwhile, for the coast, they don't have a lot of power left. We have two handgunners, a deck gunner, and a half-health Noctilus, because that zombie is too dead to give a shit about. Noctilus has one summon left, and there are the Wolf Raiders! Here they go, charging into those deck gunners to get a lot of damage down. In comes a Hellhammer that might do a little bit of friendly fire. Oop, oop, ooey owie! Was it too much friendly fire? No! They're okay. They're fine. So they kill off the deck gunner. The nice hammer also makes those other handgunners pretty close to dying, though Noctilus can use his last summon that will peel off the Wolf Raiders. And judging by how close they are to the map and how fast this unit is, they might run off. Nope, they're taking an angle, they'll be fine. So they'll actually be back again. At this point, the writing is on the wall. The Chaos Orb should be able to win handedly. That's a summon, so it's not real, and it's the last summon. Both the handgun mobs are super low, so the archers can finish them off. And then Astrogoth was beating up on Noctilus earlier. He can probably do it again. And even if he can't just kite back for these blunderbusses to kill him. Which their HP is deceptive. They have 40 out of 80 models. They're actually at half damage capacity, so if they just get a point-blank shot onto Noctilus, they'll probably actually kill him outright. Yeah. Let's check in on chat for a second. Got a little distracted. So this handgun mob has managed to rally, stopped crumbling to shoot at old Astrogoth for just a bit. Infernal Ironsworn fighting against the zombie summon, but Vampire Coast player sees the writing on the wall and decides to not get kited for a while. Duck of Despair just surrenders. Very close game between these two. Duck had a better go of it than his Ghost build, though the Ghost build was pretty chad. Look at the difference in these Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. The one that terror routed immediately and just ran off the map, 50 gold. The other one, 1,700. For Duck, Noctilus did okay. Handgun mobs did alright. Deck Gunners did alright. Lampish Avenger did okay. Carronades got good value when they actually had to shoot the Death Shrieker for a bit. Cool. Good game. I'll allow it. Consider it allowed. What is this nonsense? Dak Ninja versus Papardo. We don't get a lot of Empire in these tournaments because each player gets 2 bans per person. And Empire is very strong right now, so you don't see a lot of them, but apparently Dak Ninja is not afraid. One Wolf Rider walked so the other could fly. Truer words have never been said. We got the dark version of this map, which is a little sad. It's good for the vampire counts, I guess. For them's front line of skeleton warriors, backed up by Graveguard with some zombies here and there. We have a Necromancer, a White King, Manfred von Karstein with Gaze of Nagash and Invocation of Heck, a Mortis Engine, some Blood Knights, and Dogs. The outside for the Empire, we have Spearmen, Halberdiers as a secondary line, Crossbowmen, Handgunners, the Silver Bullets, Hawkland Long Rifle, the Sunmaker, and then a couple Empire Knights. Boris Todbringer, and who is their mage? Their mage is a Lifecaster with Regrowth and Earthblood. Don't normally see a Lifecaster with Boris because he has self-healing. But it's not like healing is bad, so it's ended, I suppose. Sunmaker pokes the Blood Knights for a little bit. I am the teensiest bit worried that there is too many infantry and the Empire might get slowly run over. I'm a teensy bit worried. Do we have a spooky tournament or event planned? No. No. White King taking a bit of sniping from the Hawkland long rifles. And Manfred's gonna land. Ooh, are the silver bullets in position to punish that? Nah, they're moving up to shoot at random skeletons and stuff. Oh no! The Sunmaker friendly firing all of its own spearmen. The Sunmaker can't do any damage to single entities. Don't let it shoot at them. That's not good. Also, handgunners trying to shoot skeleton warriors, they definitely need to repurpose and fire at the Mortis engine. So some missed target priority here. We have handgunners shooting infantry and anti-infantry artillery shooting at single entities. No, switch, please, for the love of God. Use the silver bullets on the Mortis engine or Manfred. Use the Sunmaker on all the Grave Guard. Oh no. White King's trying to get through here. Already down to half HP. Where is Boris? Does need to come over and do something as a very nice breath attack from Manfred takes out an entire handgunner. Boris is nearby. He's not receiving any support. Now the silver bullets are trying to shoot at dogs on the Hawk and long rifles, but they're firing up and over a hill, and the Hawk and long rifles are actually in the way of the dogs, so the silver bullets not going to be able to get many good shots in. Boris is losing that fight to Manfred right now. The dragon has a much higher HP pool than his little griffin. Sunmaker's trying to get a shot off onto the Necromancer. Bro, stop using the Sunmaker like it's a sniper rifle. It's an AoE rocket blasting machine. Just pick a blob and punish it. Trying to shoot at a Necromancer. That's not right. Mortis engine took a lot of damage from these crossbowmen. That's better. That's good target selection. I like that. Regrowth in for Boris as he continues to try and duel with Manfred. He's currently just flying in place, not getting a whole lot done. As the Gaze in the Gash pokes his buns. And the Empire Knights are coming in now a little late. Looks like they were forgotten as the front line was there, but I like the Empire build. I liked the positioning. I just didn't like the target priority, where it was like single target DPS of handgunners were used on chaff, and then the multi-target DPS of the Sunmaker was used on single entities. So that's, gotta switch those. Then I think you'd be doing fine. But now my worry of the vampire counts have too many infantry is going to come into play, because like these infantry are just going to slowly grind through your state troops, and your range units are never going to be able to stop and fire again. As the Mortis engine gets Invocation to Heck plus some natural healing to get it to stop crumbling. Boris is very nearly heal capped. And we have dogs trying to chase stuff off the back, but they are crumbling too, so stuff will start to rally in their face. Where are the Blood Knights? Oh, Blood Knights are currently devouring Empire Knights in the darkness. Darkness, Blood Knights. One of the Empire Knights is gone. White King's getting very low, but the Mortis engine is back in it, trying to heal up while it drains down the other Empire Knight. And Boris is trying to fight amongst his troops, but getting bit in the butt by a dragon. He is almost full health, but he is almost healing capped as well, which will make that health mean less. The handgunners, the silver bullets, back up on the hill, trying to aim at Manfred. I like that. I like that a lot. Manfred or the Mortis engine, no wrong answers. The silver bullets do need to move up a little bit. Unfortunately, the Blood Knights are going to flank them any second now, because Empire Knights, if they try and stop the Blood Knights, they'll die like instantly, and then the Blood Knights will get to the silver bullets. Or if they don't block, then the Blood Knights just get to the silver bullets, so that's kind of a lose-lose up there. Boris is falling on HP. The Mortis engine is happily draining down all these guys. The silver bullets not getting a lot of shots off. Now turning around shooting at the Blood Knights. Don't hate this. Good little amount of damage, but then they get charged and these Empire Knights are still running for their lives because they're cowards. Does the red target indicator show up when the instant fired with no orders? No. Yeah. Multiplayer should have night maps. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. I forget which maps have night versions, though. That's not that easy to remember. Boris does route. He's officially heal capped. Something's getting regrowth. The silver bullets get a regrowth. That's a Chad move. I don't think it's going to save them, but that is a Chad move. As Blood Knights just path through them, getting their own Invocation to Heck, which is pretty much regrowth. No vigor replenishment, but who needs it, right? Empire is in mass disarray. The vampire counts will succeed. this day. I fast forward because there's literally no hope. Boom. Dak Ninja, man forgot about 3,900 value. Graveguard did fine. Blood Knights did great. Oof, the dogs with 2,000 value. Mortis Cinder with 1,300. Papardo, liked his build. Just needed some different clicks here and there. Frostman got 1,000 value shooting at the Mortis Engine. Silver Bolts and Handgunners got shut down. Hawk and Long Rifles also got shut down. Empire Knights could not defend them. The Sunmaker did okay. Can you select it during the game setup? No. You don't select it, it's random. Fuck you, you know who I am. You've been here before. We get more Empire in the Battle of Demons of Chaos versus the Empire. Mariliz Liga Juana versus Tapat. Tapat is one of our resident memers. We appreciate his silliness and shenanigans. Mariliz Liga Juana just has a really funny name that I enjoy to the utmost. For Mariliz, we have Fleshhounds of Khorne and Chaos Furies, one of Khorne, one of Nurgle. Nurgling frontline backed up by Bloodletters, then the Chromatic Abominations and Sour Guts. We have some Fiends, 2 Fiends of Slaanesh, and an Exalted Lord Change of Metal with Fountain Visitation and Ciridoom. For the Empire, we have double Hellblaster Volley Gun, double Handgunners, a frontline of Flagellants and Spearmen, some great swords mixed in here and there, and then we have a Witch Hunter and Volkmar the Grim. Guns, faith, and steel, boys. Who needs mages? Hellblasters are trying to snipe out the Exalted Lord of Change. Might want to just focus up on the infantry or the Fiends. Hellblasters are a bad unit in general, but they're actually not that good at killing single entities. They're a little better against infantry targets. But they have a lot of issues. They're expensive, short range, inaccurate for some reason, don't have a great line of sight, but when they get shots off, they do some damage sometimes. I don't have nice things to say about Hellblasters. I think they suck. But Tapat's a memer, so he's gonna dream. Hellblasters still trying to damage his Chromatic Abominations. They are not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. As the demons have closed. Bloodletter is about to tear through Spearmen. As they do. Those Hellblasters have almost done half HP of a Blue Horror, so that's pretty cool. And they died instantly to Chaos Furies of Khorne. Just like instantly died. That is a crisp 500 value for those Chaos Furies of Khorne. I feel like it'd be more. Hellblasters are like 1,000, so I don't know where the value's hiding, but they can't quite get it. Both the Hellblasters are offline. Chromatic Abomination is trying to support Nurglings in their fight against Flagellants. Flagellants! Where's the Flagellant Saltspire from Vermintide 2? That would solo this army. Flagellant Saltspire is so fucking OP. Don't at me. In comes a banishment from Volkmar to damage the Chromatic Abominations a little bit more, trying to send their souls back to the Dark Void from which they came. But a Sword of Khorne comes straight down onto the Empire front lines. Oh! That is a lot of damage to those Spearmen and Great Swords. Very nice Sword of Khorne there from the Demons of Chaos. As the Exalted Lord of Change chases off some Handgunners, Fiends, and Chaos Furies teaming up on the back line to try and get rid of these guys. The Empire only has infantry left, and most of them are even dead. As Volkmar just has a couple Fiends bothering his horses, but more are coming. If you believe the fart cloud from Rick and Morty, more are coming. Go, Blue Horrors, go! Oh, these brave men of the Empire. They know not the horrors that are upon them. The horrors of army losses and death. Witch Hunter looks to be sitting in his pistol form, so he is just popping shots at demons every so often. He looks cool. He looks cool when you ignore the giant Exalted Lord Change right behind him. I do need to change my mouse sometime. I need to get a better mouse that doesn't bug out as much when I change my angle vertically. Final Transmutation onto an Opal Amuleted Witch Hunter, so nice to use the Opal Amulet to reduce that spell's impact. He is now beset by demons. I can think of no better thing for a man of Sigmar to be attacked by. He's in melee, so he has that. There's no terror causing units in range? Come on. Fiends don't cause terror? What is this? This is some bullshit is what it is. The men of the Empire try to stand, but a Searing Doom on top of Fleshhounds and Fiends is going to make it hard for these greatswords to hang around much. I feel like Sigmarites, they stopped the bleeding, but can't do much else besides that. There we go. He gets his terror buff, so he has 70 melee defense as long as Slippery is active. He is going to fight back against the Exalted Lord of Change. With Volkmar's help, that might be overextending a little bit. Do have Bloodletters that are about to Demonic Instability crumble. Yeah, I don't think you can beat a full health Exalted Lord of Change and a Fiend of Slaanesh at full HP too, but clearing out some of the other stuff. You're at least making it look close. There's a greatsword to take another shellacking. Ooh, nice banishment though. Onto like 3 clustered up units. It's not doing that much damage to them, but something. Flagents! This reminds me of my campaign. Hey, it's me on the stream. I am the Witch Hunter. When are we getting the Vermintide stream? I could do that if people actually wanted it. Currently in a nightclub at 3 a.m., but I saw the notification, had to hop on for like looking forward to rewatching tomorrow. Thanks for streaming, man. Anytime, Contrarian. Also, why are you at a club? That sounds like a cool person's activity. And we're all nerds here, brother. Do they infuriate you the same level as Rattling Guns? No, because I like Skaven more. But as far as like units go, they're pretty equally terrible. The Demons of Chaos will win against Tapat's meme build. Let's see how much value they got. 200 and 300. That's really good. They did a really good job. Flagellants did well. Greatswords did well. Volkmar did fine. Witch Hunter kind of sucked. That's that. For Mariliz, his Lord got 2,700 value off some nice Final Transmutations and Searing Dooms. Bloodletters did okay. Chaos Furies did really, really well. And Fiends did very well. G. I think this is the only replay I had of Impenetrable. So to keep with my oath of honor of trying to stream everybody at least once, I had to cast this game, but it was one that was on my veto list for when I go through and just delete ones that I don't think look very good. I generally don't enjoy blobs, and this looked kind of blobby. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle on his Shrine of Nurgle for AoE healing all the way down. But he didn't take any Nurgle spells. He took the Children of Nurgle spell passive, but he didn't take any spells to trigger the passive. That's weird. Exalted Hero of Tzeentch with just the Book of Tzeentch. So he has no spells. Oops. That's a pretty big mistake. Damn. Alright, we have Chaos Trolls, Summoners of Rage, Mirror Guard, Marauders, Chosen of Tzeentch, more Marauders, Chaos Warriors of Halberds, and Forsaken. We also have a Giant. And that is that. The Exalted Hero of Tzeentch is on his chariot. Bold. On the other side, for the red team of Slaanesh, we have some Skirmish Cav, 2 Fiends, Seekers, Demonettes, Exalted Demonette, ROR, Princes of Perfection, the Mirror Guard, more Demonettes, and the Marauders of Slaanesh with Azazel up above, bringing Lash of Slaanesh and Pavane. So both sides have the Mirror Guard. It's a Mirror Guard mirror. How fun for them. Summoners of Rage trying to chase down the Fiends. Fiend's gonna scuttle away. Don't want to deal with those magic damage anti-large duelists. Summoners of Rage are actually pretty good Fiend killers, so yeah, don't want that. In the meantime, Skirmish Cav will continue to skirmish. feel like the Graveyard Halberds are going to be overhyped. Good for Ogres and Cav. Yeah, they definitely won't be great. Ooh, Book of Secrets turns out to be a Fate of Buna onto the Demonettes. That's very potent. And you hate to see it. Took Never Forget a Caster, literally. Thought that was good with the Unite spells. Bomb. This Exalted Hero Zinch helps take out one of the Demonettes. The blob fight has commenced. Looks like Slaanesh is trying to take as few fights as possible while getting their skirmish camp value out. So they're going to pick off these Marauders on the far end, which should be pretty easy to do. I guess they are piling in. And this is not a Mortis engine. It's an AoE heal, but it's not going to like drain them all down simultaneously, so I guess that's something. Summoners of Rage are rampaged into Fiends, which is actually a target they want to fight, but that means they can't turn around and save these Forsaken while the Seekers get a free charge in here and there. So that's going okay. Frontline fight's a bit tough, however. The Mirror Guard and the Princes of Perfection are currently getting slapped. Whereas I'm going to opt in, possibly. And we know there are no spells to punish them from blobbing. Does Chariot Exalted Hero have anti-large? No, he has anti-infantry. Alright, Chosen of Zinch are in. Still had all their barriers, but now this will be a bad time for them. Bringers of Beguilement should be able to get through those guys. Really high weapon strength, really high melee attack should get through the Chosen, and their armor won't save them from the armor piercing values, so Chosen should be getting shredded as Azazel tries to jump in and get some stuff done. Skirmishers and Fiends running around with the Summoners of Range, continuing to kite those guys out as the Nurgle Blob is in full swing. It is healing up quite a lot of people, which is turning into a problem. The Warriors of Chaos are losing the frontline fight quite handedly as Nurgle continues to... He got another Fate of Buna! Onto the Bringers of Beguilement this time. That is a disaster for Slaanesh. They actually lose off of that. The Bringers of Beguilement were doing really good damage versus the Chosen, but now that they're gonna die because they got another fucking Fate of Buna on them, these Chosen of Zinch are just gonna heal up, and the Blob will definitely prevail. Seekers and Azazel and everybody's trying to snipe the Summoners of Rage, and they will, but they can't do anything against the Blob. Something is happening there. Summoners of Rage, bound little chain lightning, does a bit of damage here and there. Two Bunas later, you can't get anything away with this. Yeah, I would be a little mad too. I'm gonna ×2 speed it because I highly suspect we're just gonna watch Skirmish Cav run out of ammo and then everybody's gonna pile into the Blob and die. Real talk, I wish Slaanesh would get Marauder Hunters with Javelins. Just Slaaneshify them, but Slaanesh and Khorne both need more consistent range options than just their one type of Skirmish Cav, because otherwise they just lose the Blobs. Yeah, that's GG. Alright, my veto would have been well placed, but I had to cast at least one game of Impenetrable. Khorne can get the axe throwers. Yeah. Yeah, because Skirmish Cav just doesn't have enough ammunition to really take out a Blob or to do consistent damage to it. And you need the threat. Like, there's a reason you almost never see a Blob versus, like, the Empire or Skaven, and it's just because they could shoot you. So, like, the threat of shooting you stops most Blobs. But people know Slaanesh and Khorne just don't have the oomph behind their ranged attacks. They have to go into melee. Speaking of chariots, what do you think CA is going to do for Cetra's chariot? No comment. Alright, moving on. Pratu versus Whiteman. Dark Elves versus Lizardmen. What does Slaanesh have? Their tier 3 Rampage is pretty good, but otherwise... They don't have a lot to do with Blobs. I think their army abilities are actually all pretty good, but not for Blobs. I like this thematic matchup. Rakarth going out to try and hunt some lizards. Looking for more things to fill his creature pits. So we have Rakarth on foot with Beast Slaver and Whip of Agony. Front line of Dread Spears, Dark Shards and Shades. Ooh, a Blackguard of Nagarond. Bolt Fiends on one flank, but yeah, one Blackguard thrown in. That's a throwback, actually. There was a couple new player tournaments in a row where everybody who was picking Dark Elves brought one obligatory Blackguard, and I don't know why, but it's back, baby. Double Reaper Bolt Thrower, Sorceress of Death, and then 2 Scourge Runner Chariots. What? Okay, Whip of Agony affects enemies. I thought it only affected friendlies. I was like, wait, nothing causes terror here. Alright, for the Lizard Men, we have Source Warriors, some with spears, some with clubs, a bunch of javelins. We have 2 Stegodons with their Ballistae, Priest of Heavens with Comet, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Harmonic Convergence, and we have a Saurus Old Blood on his Velociraptor with various melee buffs, Stand Your Ground, Horn of Kygor, and then Amulet of Itzel. So it's a Saurus and Stegodon build. Gotcha. The Bolt Thrower should be able to outshoot those Stegodons. I think they have a longer range, 360 versus 350. Actually, the Stegodons can fire back. Wild. But we'll see. As Saurus march forward to get into a fight with the Dread Spears, they should be able to beat up Dread Spears. Ooh, and the Saurus Old Blood gets to fight Rakarth right away. Whip of Agony already dragging him down a bit, but we'll see if he pops his buffs anytime soon. Spirit Leech onto him, Beast Slaver up for Rakarth. So yeah, Saurus Old Blood's going in without any buffs. Probably wants to use those soon. Scourge Runner Chariots try and be chariots, but they are dissuaded by the heavy mass of Saurus Warriors and pushed back. Alright, Saurus Old Blood, you gotta pop your fucking buffs, man, or what are we doing here? Hey! You're gonna die! He's already lost half his HP. He's got a couple good shots onto Rakarth, but he really needs to pop his buffs. Especially now that Rakarth's have worn off, you could actually snipe out Rakarth here. And the Horn of Kygor would be so good for your Saurus Spears. Pop him! Pop him, dude! Use it! You brought a support, Lord! Support! Damn it! I am so mad. I'm just getting mad all the time now. Alright, Rakarth got away. Damn it! Now we popped Stand Your Ground. No, I hate it. Dread Spears are trying to push through while all these Dark Shards and Shades are moving up, churning through Saurus Warriors. It looks like the Stegodons are getting sniped up by the Reaper Bolt Throwers, and 2 Scourge Runner Chariots are just sitting out of range, firing in on those guys. Bow Seeker is popped, with Spirit Leech counters him. Saurus Old Blood tries to path through spears, and Blackguard of Nagarond are now surrounding him. That is a dead Saurus Old Blood. Missile Reflect on Cetra's Chariot might be interesting. Might be. Yeah. Saurus Old Blood is dead from the Blackguard. About to lose one of the Stegodons due to their leadership debuff from their Lord dying, and this other one actually might route too as the Scourge Runners harass it. Rear charge in from Scourge Runners while these guys are under armor-piercing fire will also probably get them routing as a very nice Comet hit in the background almost deletes an entire Dread Spear. It is too late for the Lizardmen, I am afraid, as they are losing everything. Yeah, this is looking cooked at the moment. I don't see where the Lizards get any DPS from. The leadership's faltering real bad on several units. Another Fate of Yuna is out onto the Saurus Warriors. This one is not random, though. It is planned and paid for Fate of Yuna. Harmonic Convergence to help the Saurus Warriors get into the fight. 58-58 for melee stats. The Fate of Yuna cares not for your melee stats. They are so very low, and they're going to rout. Karth hunts down a mage, and then without the mage, the balance power tip's enough to just army loss the rest of the army. And that is a quick win for Rakarth and the Dark Elves. Why was Cetra disqualified from Wimbledon? Because Cetra will not serve. I got to it before you did. I got there. You didn't get your joke out. I did. I'm great. Scrolling through. Shade's got a lot of value. Bolt Throwers did fine. Scourge Runners did very well. For Whiteman, his Saurus did not get much done, unfortunately. Skinks also struggled. Bowstag struggled. Just everything struggled. I have a ping from my own server. Who dares? Jepardu is pinging me? Okay. Alright, Jep. More Empire as Pratu takes on Shirayuki. I see the Sunmaker. I see Hawkland long rifles. Will they be a mistake? You don't get to see the RR Red Crescents anymore. Why? Red Crescent Skinks are some of the worst units in the game. They are terrible. Their stats have not held up to the power creep of every other faction. Their armor piercing is kind of nice, but they just have super low melee defense, really low armor. They're pretty expensive for what they do, and they're bursted out super easily by like any AoE damage. So blasting charges, grenades from Chaos Dwarves, Sunmaker, mortars, just anything kills Red Crescent Skinks. They're terrible. Hot garbage. But we have a different game in front of us right now. High Elves coming in with Dragon Princes, Illyrian Reavers, Lothern Seaguard front line, Rangers backing those guys up. We have a Moon Dragon, Techless with Flock of Doom and Regrowth, and then the Fireborn. On the side for the Empire, we have a Hawkland Long Rifle, 2 Huntsmen, Sterling's Revenge, Sunmaker, Spearmen, 2 Empire Knights, Swordsman mixed into the front line. We have a Lightcaster with Net and Shem's Burning Gaze, and then Karl Franz in the sky on Deathclaw with Galmaraz and Reichland Runefang. You are winning, Jeremy. You are winning. Sunmaker's pouring damage into Lothern Seaguard while it can. Hawkland long rifles are keeping Techless honest, already getting him to burn a regrowth, but now those long rifles are in range of the High Elves' deadly, deadly archers, as is the Sunmaker. So actually the Empire is in deep trouble right now. They're about to lose 2 very expensive units to archers, and then they'll be sitting ducks. Sunmaker will go down in a couple more volleys. It doesn't look that bad now, but they'll all of a sudden just get bursted out as their models start to die, or their crew routes, and then you'll see that they took a lot more damage than the health bar indicates, so. They will die. It'll just take a second. Hawkland long rifles are already out of here. The Moon Dragon's about to get netted, but for what cost? As a fiery convocation tries to go down to the line of the Sterling's Revenge, it'll also hit these Huntsmen. How much damage does it do? The Sterling's Revenge are not going to dodge in time. Yes, they do a little bit. They just take a bit of poke. They did manage to turn at least, which does save them a little bit. The Sunmaker is somehow clinging to life. Did anybody just see that Shem's Burning Gaze arc as best as possible into the Lothern Seaguard? Still not do much damage, but it really tried. In the background, Illyrian Reavers are stuck fighting Empire Knights and Franz, so that's not going to go great. And Dragon Princes somehow ended up charging Brace Spearmen, which I guess they'll just outstat the non-armor piercing Spearmen, but still, it's a little more damage than they'd want to take, as Huntsmen are currently pin cushioning the Moon Dragon that routed off Sterling's Revenge. How is the Sunmaker still here? Lothern Seaguard are about to shoot at it. Still 4 out of 4 models. And those High Elf Elite Archers I was talking about before are sure missing an awful lot of shots. Bruh! It has 52 HP! The guys are finally routing. Here comes a net onto the Moon Dragon, stuck in front of all those Huntsmen. Techless doesn't have a regrowth for it just yet, it looks like, as the Rangers are trying to get their way through the Empire front line. Fireborn stuck fighting Spearmen and 2 Empire Knights at the same time. Where's the other Dragon Princess? Franz takes out the Moon Dragon. Oh yeah, the other Dragon Princes are still fighting these Spearmen. That was a horrifying scream, but more Spearmen are coming into supports. The Dragon Princes did not go around the Spearmen. They just tried to plow through them, and that is a mistake the High Elves are going to regret pretty badly. Rangers still killing randos. Lothern Seaguard still firing in. They're trying to take out the Huntsmen as the Fireboard get a downhill charge onto more Spearmen! These Dragon Princes are just Spearmen killing machines, I guess. Moon Dragon is dead. Franz hunted it down. The last of many a great creature killed before its time by Skyrim, man. Dovahkiin, Dragonborn. Fusrota, Karl Franz, Fusrota. I don't have anything intelligent to add, I just have that. Oh yeah, we got the night version of this map again. I guess everything's nighttime now. We've seen interesting lore deaths recently. Gracie dying from Deep's Pass Overcast. Maybe this Techless will join the greats of Human Boy casts. Maybe. Net out onto the Fireborn. I like that a lot as Empire Knights are charging in and Franz is getting some good shots onto them. Just keeping them in this bad spot is pretty good. While these other Dragon Princes are a little healthier, try and take the fight to something. Looks like they're going to fight the Light Wizard for a bit, but Sterling's eventually going to get free shots on them. Regrowth is coming in, but a Terror up from Franz already took the Fireborn out of the fight. It has not turned into a natural route yet, so they might be able to rally. Looks like they potentially will, though that was a nasty shot in from Franz. And the Fireborn, negative 22 back up to normal 22. That's the leadership rubber band we're also used to now. Is Teclis is actually going to get a nasty fire convocation if the Empire's not paying attention. They're not dodging, so yeah, they definitely didn't see it coming. He's busy microing Franz. That's actually going to be huge. Lots of good damage. All those guys rout, and now the Rangers are free and clear to walk through the backline while Dragon Prince is still trying to kill off Sterling's Avenge while getting shot by Huntsman and getting shot by Hawkland Long Rifles, living up to the long part of their name. They are all the way on the other side of the map, shooting over onto the Dragon Princes, getting good damage out. Halves are falling back, trying to reform lines. The Shem's Burning Gaze onto Rangers. All right, that's cool. That's fine. Hi, Sakura. Is Corn good yet? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I wouldn't say they're like super meta, but they're not troll at all. They're middle of the pack. Franz is trying to fight Lothar Seaguard, though now he is surrounded by high elf spears and getting shot by all these little guys, and Fireborn are joining the fight against him. Yeah, this is actually probably an overextension for Franz. Needs to get out of here, needs to get back up into the sky. Hawk and Long Rifle's trying to get back into range. And this Empire Wizard is holding a lot of balance power for not a lot of value. Like, he's not going to be able to carry this. It's all on Franz. So Franz dies here, the Empire actually loses. Just flat out loses. Zero chance they win without him. Fireborn and Spears poking him from all sides. Franz definitely overextending right now, needs to back off. But actually the Fireborn are the ones who back off. I think he was worried about how much friendly fire he was doing and obstructing his archers, but I don't know. I thought that was a fine situation. He probably should have kept going on. Another Shem's Burning Gaze. Curve is back into Lothar Seaguard, doing a good amount of damage to them as the Fireborn try and take him out. But then they decide against it. But will you make up your mind? Franz lands on the Fireborn. Should get a charge attack. That'll take out a couple models, but it's not quite able to as the Fireborn just rout away. Archer's still trying to poke him down. Techless, Techless, Techless. You have a regrowth onto random Dragon Princes who are busy running down Hawk and Long Rifles. Alright, sick. Lit. Love to see as the Hawk and Long Rifles do rout. Techless is chasing Franz, taking the fight to him. Franz is a much better duelist, but the point isn't the duel. The point is letting all these archers shoot Franz for free. Ooh, Franzi, you're getting real low there, big guys. Zero leadership for quite a while as he fights back against Techless. In comes the Shem's Burning Gaze. It's gonna friendly fire for sure. It's gonna friendly fire for sure. For sure! No! Why would you do that? Franz was between you and Techless. I could tell from the direction I heard it from. You just gadded Franz in the back of the head for no reason. Oh, the High Elves take a big lead on the balance of power. We have some random spearmen trying to get back into the fight. Franz will rally. We have a pretty healthy Light Wizard. That's not a big deal. So the Fireborn crushed some more spearmen. Deal with those guys. Franz down to 750 HP, and he has no healing whatsoever. He is not Toddbringer, and he does not have a Life Wizard. Gets pushed back by charging straight at the shooting arrows. Doesn't dodge any of them. Does take all that damage. And that was a very sudden turnaround. The Empire was doing quite nicely. Then Franz overextended for a while and took a ton of damage. And then that final fight with Techless, where Franz missed a couple attacks in a row on Techless, but then took a shot in the back of the head from his Shem's caster. That was brutal. That was tough. The World Series band is just playing the OG One Piece intro. That's intense. Okay. What? So I'm about to get canceled. I'm about to get canceled. I'm going to warn you right now. Loth and Seaguard got a ton of value, but I'm about to say something super unpopular, so brace yourself. Loth and Seaguard did great. Franz did pretty well. That was all cool and stuff, but I'm about to go get canceled now, so I got to wrap this up so I can say something heinous. Huntsman and Freak Up with Mush all did fine. Who gives a shit about any of that? Alright, so here's the thing. Dragon Ball Z is mid. Okay? Everybody obsessing about Dragon Ball Z. Like, I see it everywhere in mainstream culture. Like, there's a bunch of people who are like, I don't like anime, but I do like Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is mid. I might even say, possibly, potentially say, it sucks. I'll die on this hill. It kind of sucks. Like, the fights aren't actually that good. Like, Naruto is not even the best anime of all time. But you watch a Naruto fight, and you watch a Dragon Ball Z fight, it's not even close. Like, Dragon Ball Z is just a bunch of black lines blurred together. I'm gonna punch so fast! None of my punches do any damage because nothing matters! And when someone gets punched, they go flying and they go through a mountain, and then they just get up like nothing happened. Like, none of the fights have any stakes. No one can die unless the plot wants them to die. But, like, power levels feel so fake. Like, no one has to be smart about what they're doing. No one has to use their powers in a clever or tactful way. It's just, who's stronger right now? Fight. Whoever has the bigger number wins, and then the other guy believes in himself a little bit harder and gets a bigger number. Now, again, I said Naruto is not the best show of all time, and yeah, he also believes in himself, but at least he has to do, like, cool things with, like, his shadow clones and the Rasengan and, like, all those things like that. Like, the powers are different, and you can beat someone who's stronger than you by doing something clever. Dragon Ball Z is just not that fucking way. It's a bunch of invincible action figures slamming into each other over and over again, and just whichever one the plot needs to win just, like, wins by punching the other guy as hard as he punches him, and better. But then my hair is longer, but then my hair is bigger, but then my hair is blue now, so that makes me bigger better. No, it sucks. It sucks. The more I talk about it, actually, it's not even mid. It just sucks. Fuck Dragon Ball. No one wants to hear your opinion, Rat Boy? That's fair. Trunks powered up at a bigger number gets so lost. DBZ or the other series? I don't know. Just a lot of the newer stuff. I watched, like, Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, and it was fine. But, like, seeing, like, general pop culture just nerd out about how fucking amazing Dragon Ball Z is, and Dragon Ball stuff's everywhere, I'm like, there are so many better animes. Can we get back to jock stuff like Warhammer now? Yeah. God forbid I talk about anything I want to talk about. Alright, we got Heisenberg versus Admiral Snack Bar.
On to glory!
Now, One Punch Man. One Punch Man is a good anime. That's a good-ass anime. Everybody loves One Punch Man. Alright. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood! Tequila Sunset, don't you dare say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was solid. That shit was fire. That shit was perfect. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is like a 10 out of 10 fucking amazing show. Love that show. I just rewatched it this year. It's fantastic. It's so fucking good. Chills every time I watch it. One Punch Man, banger. Jujutsu Kaisen, it's okay. It's alright. I'm enjoying it so far. It has some problems, but it's alright. It's pretty good. Dimension W, solid, very amazing. Love the shit out of that. Naruto, also pretty solid. Has some issues, has a lot of filler, but the good episodes are real fucking good. I'm trying to think of other good anime. What was that one? It was the police one. Damn it. Psycho-Pass season 1's good. Season 2 is just literally redoing season 1, so it's pointless. Skip that. But Psycho-Pass, fantastic. Demon Slayer, pretty good. No real complaints there. Samurai Champloo, 10 out of 10. You gotta fucking watch that one. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. And it's nice and short, so you can fit it in. It's not even like you're committing to like a million episodes. I haven't watched One Piece, but I hear One Piece is really good. I'll trust people. I haven't watched it because it's too long, but I hope to someday watch it, maybe. Soul Eater's good. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but yeah, there you go. Hellsing? No. Yeah. Hellsing's good. Also, Avatar The Last Airbender, dope. And just because it's made in the West, so it's not technically an anime, whatever. It checks all the boxes for me. Avatar The Last Airbender is fucking lit. You want to see good fights? Don't watch Dragon Ball Z. Watch Avatar The Last Airbender. Oh, such good fights. Oh, okay. Never saw Ghost in the Shell. I heard it was good. Same, dude. I actually need to go watch it. I need to. Cowboy Bebop, also amazing. All right. I'll focus up now. I'll focus up. Dark Elves versus Bretonia. For Bretonia, we have Royal Hippogriff Knights, Grail Knights, 2 Knights of the Realm, King Lewin Leoncoeur, a Damsel of Life with Regrowth, and then a bunch of peasants, Spearmen at Arms, peasant mobs, all that stuff. On the other side, we have Scourge Chariots, Malekith, the Prince of Darkness himself, Soul Stealer is his only spell, 1 Bolt Thrower, 4 Dark Shards, a Charybdis, and a Master for some anti-large with a Dread Spear. A very limited Dread Spear frontline, only 3 Dread Spears. What up, Black Knight? How you doing, brother? For movies, Jinro's Amazing Sword of Strangers amazing. Never heard of any of those. I don't believe in you. Is Evangelion good? I've heard mixed things. Anyway. Let's focus up. Let's focus up, friends. I've said that 8 times, but that's because you guys are so entertaining and distracting. So the Dark Shards are firing on the peasant mobs who are in the front line. Immediately going to rout off those guys, but then there are Spearmen at Arms to take their place. But here comes the meat and potatoes of the Bretonian army. Their heavy cavalry charging straight into the Dark Shards. The Charybdis, Malekith, and the Master have a lot of work to do if they're going to peel this backline at all. But it looks like they were just using Dark Shards as bait, I guess. But now we need to see what the bait was for. Where's the trap? Because those Dark Shards were undefended. Knights got onto them super easily. Malekith stuck fighting Lewin and the Hippogriff Knights. So far, it seems like it was not a trap. It might have just been an open back door. Soul Stealer trying to heal up Malekith. Charybdis going to come over and help him, ignoring the Knights of the Realm. Going to rear charge the Royal Hippogriff Knights and Lewin. Get in here with that big anti-large. You'd love to see it. Master also trying to fight it out. Scourge and Chariots doing their best to skirmish around while Knights of the Realm and Grail Knights beat up on Coldland Knights. But yeah, it kind of just looks like the Dark Elves are losing literally every engagement. I guess they're frontline held, so that's something. But they're winning that flank. They're winning this flank. Their archers are still online. The Dark Elves archers all got pushed off, so it's pretty brutal. Archers are trying to support the Royal Hippogriff Knights. They mostly are just setting their own Hippogriff Knights on fire, so they're reducing the healing that they're getting. But Malekith is currently getting bodied. Even after a Soul Stealer heal, he's still taking so much damage. And the Charybdis is doing his best to try and bail Malekith out of this bad situation. He's already got 800 value, which for Charybdis is making bank. Ooh, some Scourge on Chariots peeled off, went into the back line to disrupt all these archers. I love that. That is fantastic. The rest of this game's gone to shit for the Dark Elves, but that was a good play. Lewin finally routs Malekith. No more Soul Stealers for him to heal himself up. The Charybdis then gets torn apart by the Hippogriff Knights and the Knights of the Realm. That's probably GG for the Dark Elves at this point, since Malekith and the Charybdis are both routing. What's a need? I don't know what a need is. What was that Studio Ghibli movie with, God, you're gonna hate me for not knowing it offhand, but it's the one where, like, there's this girl and she goes to this spa and there's like this big black blob that's kind of like a ghost thing that takes over the spa and then like tries to eat her. And there's a guy in like a furnace room beneath that has like spider arms. What was that one? I'll have you know that it just both you and Turin were streaming and I came here. Attack on Titan is GOAT. Spirited Away. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Totacular. Here's the thing about Attack on Titan. I'm not against liking it, but I fell out at one point. So how far are you, Totacular? How far are you in Attack on Titan? Because I'm curious. Because if you're further than I was, I have a question for you. And it's actually a question. I'm not trying to shit on your show. All right, Hippogriff Knight's got 3,400 value, so I think they did most of the damage. Yeah, they did. They did most of the damage to Malekith and the Charybdis. Looking at the other stuff that was supporting him didn't do that much damage. Admiral Snack Bar. I love how Turin gets to talk about 80s movies all the time, and his chat's just like, fuck yeah, dude, talk about 80s movies, pump it straight into my veins. And then if I talk about something I care about, my chat's like 50-50 of, hey, that's cool, you can talk about what you want to talk about. And then the other half is like, hey, fuck you, idiot. Just talk about the game we came here for. Which, fair, but... Attack on Titan. It's so good. Okay, so here's where I fell out. And spoilers for Attack on Titan, like, season, 2. Because that's as far as I got. So if you haven't gotten that far, sorry, 3, 2, 1. So the part where I fell out is I started to get annoyed. This was over 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm not going to remember the characters' names, but protagonist kept turning into a giant monster and fucking shit up, right? And he was like the human's big bad to fight all of the enemy big bads. And then there was a giant that was kind of smarter than the rest and stuff like that, whatever. That was all interesting to me. The part where I fell off is I started to get pissed off that way too many of the human characters were secretly Titans too, and it did two things for me. Two things. One is it made the main guy feel less special, so I stopped giving a fuck about the main guy, because who cares about whiny brat boy who goes "Bah!" and turns into like a half-ass Titan when his friends can turn into much more disciplined Titans and whoop his ass. And two, the other problem I had is going back and watching some episodes. There were some episodes that just didn't make sense to me if that character was a Titan, which you know later. So it's like, there's one guy, I don't remember his name, but he's blonde-haired, and there were these mini Titans going for them in a tower. But in the future, you know that he was a Titan at that point. So at any point in time, he could turn into a giant monster and just get to freedom easily, or whatever. But at the time, he was like shitting his pants and like legitimately scared of dying. And I know you could be like, well, he was acting, but like, I don't know. He was very convincing. Like when one grabbed him and he was like, please, save me! And his friends had to like jump in and save him and stuff when he could have just saved himself. But like, he seemed like he was just gonna die instead of reveal who he was. I don't know. So I fell out at that point. So like, my question for you is that why you liked the show? Or do you like the show for other reasons and you got over that? Because for me, that was a huge negative. Where I'm like, oh, this kid isn't special anymore. The rest of it was good. Now, I want to be fair, I'm not trying to shit on your show. I only mentioned the part that made me drop. So, of course, I only said the negative things. The visuals are badass. The fights are badass. The concept's badass. Like, there's a lot of badass things. I only mentioned the negative things, so... Protagonists have the strongest Titan, but he only discovers the hidden power later. You talk about it, evil he was hiding. Good. Jameshi is some of the best world building I've seen in a long time in media. Oh, what was that one? It's an older anime where it's an isekai, but it's like much more about setting up an economy in a fantasy world, and it's not as much about the fighting. That one was fun, but I forget what it's called. Alright, we have Pretty Steel Bonded on Korn versus Power Chan's Dark Elves. The mystery was what I liked, and when things kind of played out, I was on the fence with it personally. Oh yeah, there was a mystery, because like his parents were kind of involved in the Titan research, kind of. I kind of want to go back and check out Attack on Titan now. That it's further along, maybe I can like muscle through the part I didn't like, and like the plot will carry me. I also really like the art style. I like that super hard-edged style, not as like fluffy. Fox Girl Economy Simulator, that's a different one, but that's also very good. All right, 2 Chosen of Korn with dual weapons, Frontline of Marauders. Some with dual weapons, some without. Chaos Furies of Korn, 2 Marauder Horsemen throwing X's, a Bloodthirster, and Valkia. It's killing you, forgot the name. Isn't it like Fox and something? Whatever. We have Malekith again. Malekith returning to get vengeance this time, so Bretonnia doesn't beat his ass like before. 2 Dark Riders, 2 Cold One Knights, Black Corsair Handbows, Witch Elves, Dread Spears, and 2 Dark Shards. Being the Hoots. It's Spiceable. Oh yeah, Spiceable! That one's good. That one's good. So Valkia and the Bloodthirster are going to take on Malekith 2v1, and I don't think he could beat either of them 1v1. Valkia has less HP, but she has way better combat stats, so Malekith's going to need to get down. But he is trying to just peel for the Dark Shards. Meanwhile, Chosen of Khorne signing a suicide pact with Witch Elves. Both of them took so much damage. Where's the other Chosen? Okay, the other Chosen is still full HP, so I was like, if both the Chosen are dead already, that is huge for the Dark Elves, but just one is. Dark Riders and Cold Knights also being thrown into the fray to try and keep these Dark Shards and Black Corsairs online, while Malekith is dodging around, doing his best to keep Valkia and the Bloodthirster distracted, but not dying at the same time. As Chosen of Khorne have gotten through the front line and already sprint for the Dark Shards. They will kill those little archers so quickly. Dark Elves doing very well in the front line overall, though. 1 Chosen getting through. But in the meantime, the Marauders are all dying horribly, and one of the Chosen did not get through. It already died. Malekith is about to rout, which is a disaster if it happens. He needs to throw out Soul Stealers on cooldown just for healing, even if they're not the best for damage. We do have Cold One Knights that need to counterfire against, countercharge these Marauder Horse throwing axes. Dark Elf Infantry that won their frontline fight starting to turn around and peel back some of the waves of Khorne that did manage to get through, like rear charging these Furies over here. The Dark Shards are all shut down, though. That is going to get a little concerning. If there's no more AP arrows coming in for those Chosen of Khorne, they can actually kill a lot of Dark Elf infantry and melee, which will be a big problem. Malekith chucks out a Soul Stealer onto the 2 forces following him for a bit of healing. Loves getting that free damage off. And I'm getting a little concerned for the Dark Elves, actually. Their DPS is looking low. Their HP bars are fine, but I just don't see anything here that kills anything. I'd argue the Tiny Tail being 100% right about the dungeon issue. Ironically, I never watched anime, even when I lived in Japan, because my friend tried to get me to watch DBZ on Toonami during a filler arc. Oh, filler are the worst. Ooh, the Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans is also a really good one. It's not like... Okay, it has a lot of plot holes, but it's very fun. Sword of Khorne, Sword of Khorne, Sword of Khorne! Oh, bam! God, I love the Sword of Khorne. It's my favorite thing. I'll never stop loving the Sword of Khorne. Just watching it pop down and blow up a blob. Oh, love it. It's almost as good as Attack on Titan. Boom. Throwing Totacular a bone. Malekith getting poked in the butt by Valkia. I like how that actually just... Yeah, it's just a little poke. Like, even the sound is just a little... It does explain this better later. It and other reasons pull together later. Okay, so Totacular insists that if I give it a chance, I'll get past that part. Toe, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for the lad. The Tacular of Toes. Chosen of Khorne are just trying to hold for now. Their leadership is faltering a little bit, but it's still at 24. They have a crazy high leadership to start with, so... They're resilient, lads. Fighting it out, getting lower and lower, might rout soon. But Malekith is constantly on the run from Valkia. He can't stop and get any good breath attacks in or anything. And on the ground, Dark Elves rallying the rest of their forces. There's not a lot of Khornates left. But can a Bloodthirster and Valkia finish this off in the late game? Does she have a spear? No, she didn't bring spear at all. What a mad lad. Which from Mercury is really good. Sword of Khorne is my favorite spell. Is anything in the spell? Yeah. I hear rumors. And these are, I've heard nothing from CA on this, but I heard rumors because someone saw a voice actor for like a Blood Priest of Khorne or something. I think in the DLC they were speculating that like Khorne will finally get like a magic system, which would be huge. Khorne's gonna be OP after this DLC for sure. Dude, Khorne deserves it. They were so bad for so long, and now they're at the height of their power now, and they are fine. They're not even good. They're just fine. They've never been, like, amazing. Marauders of Khorne get charged down by Velociraptor Knights. That should rout them off. And yeah, Khorne is just down to their Bloodthirster and Valkia versus the Dark Elves' random tattered forces and a very wounded Malekith. What would Khorne's lore passive be? Deals damage to every spellcaster on the field, including friendlies? That could be fun. I hope they don't just get Killing Fire Part 2. Like, they just get the Chaos Dwarf passive again. If they give Khorne not magic like Dowie, then delete that damn dog from the game. Man, I don't know why people hate Karadak so much. I haven't had a problem with him personally, but maybe I'm just getting lucky. Malekith tried to get a couple chomps onto Valkia, lost that fight, and continued retreating. The Khorne is getting further cleaned up. Eventually, the Bloodthirster and Valkia are going to have to land, because they're going to get that only flying units left debuff. And here it is. 18 models left. This is the last non-flying unit left on the map as Witch Elves charge into it. Do they still have their... No, they don't have their potion. They used it, because they're good. Witch Elves are in... Oh god, it hurts so much. Oh, the Bloodthirster lands on them. But they actually traded very well into the Chosen. I mean, the Chosen had 1,000 HP, they had 1,500, and they traded about even on HP till the Bloodthirster landed on them. Okay, Witch Elves, I see you. You did your best. Malekith still getting hunted down by Valkia, taking pokes here and there. And those little slips, whenever he gets hit by Valkia, is a pretty huge problem for him at this point. Okay. Valkia gonna land on Malekith, does get a rear attack on him. If he has stand your ground, he might have to pop it so he doesn't rout, because if he routs, he's dead. Valkia is surrounded by Cold Knights, getting stabbed. Demon Shield popped. Malekith's charging back in. Stand your ground is out. Oh, he just wanted to give stand your ground to his knights so they didn't rout. Nice. I like that. Needs a Soul Stealer. He should have the Winds of Magic for it by now. I wonder if he was just waiting for Demon Shield to wear off, but he would have cast it by now, so I'm starting to wonder if he's out of Winds of Magic. Seems unlikely because he's not heal capped, but it is what it is. Heralds are magic casters in tabletop, so Khorne is a Caster Lord at the moment already. That's crazy. I thought Khorne was all against magic. Valky's gonna chase off Malekith, and that is a disaster for the state of this game. Honestly, the Dark Elves just lose off of that, unfortunately, because once Malekith dies or goes off the map, their leadership will be too low to withstand the Bloodthirster, so then they'll all just terror out. I mean, they're already terror routing, and Malekith is on the map, so that is going to be GG as we watch Valkia slowly chase off Malekith. Oh, Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah, I've definitely heard of that. I just haven't heard of it with its actual name. You just reminded me with Studio Trigger. How could I forget? Gurren Lagann is amazing. Gurren Lagann was my favorite thing ever. It was so good. It was just fantastic. Valkia got 2,500 value. The Bloodthirster got 2,000 value, so they clearly did put on a ton of work. Malekith had to spend most of his game running. He still managed to get 1,300 value, but it's not what you want out of your very expensive Dragon Caster Lord. But like I said, he just had to keep running the whole game. He bought his army time, but they didn't win the ground by enough that he could land in them and be safe from the Bloodthirster, unfortunately. Shame the better version of Gurren's last fight. It's trapped behind a movie we'll never get. I mean, the part about Gurren Lagann I liked is a major spoiler. King of the Hoots versus Heisenberg. Nurgle versus the Tomb Kings. But the part I did like is that they built up Kamina as like a main character, and then they killed him off like halfway through the show. I don't know. That's just ballsy. Consuming a lot of the shows I did where like mainstream TV is cowardly and won't kill off characters, just like watching a show where they're like, hey, you like this guy? Fuck you, and kills him. I was just like, okay, I'm here, let's go. I don't know what's happening, and I love that. So, yeah, I liked that a lot. The fights were pretty silly and whatever, but the music was fire. The art style was great. The plot was fun. Loved it. Second half of the show definitely suffered a lot. The first half was much better, but is what it is. Nurgle, led by the Tallyman, Epidemius himself, with a full demonic front line of Plague Bearers and Nurglings. He's backed up by a Plague Ridden of Nurgle with Rancid Visitations, which is fantastic versus Tomb Kings. You have a Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle to try and heal up those units, and a Soul Grinder with, I saw a Rot Knight. It is underneath my camera right now. There we go. A hidden Rot Knight. On the other side for the Tomb Kings, we have double Kitty Cats of Doom. Cetra the Imperishable and the Sphinx Usef, though, at Rancid Visitation, already trying to tax Cetra a bit on his HP. Tomb Guard and Skeleton Spear front line, some melee Ushapti here and there, but triple Ushapti Great Bows in the far back, including the Chosen of the Gods. As the Tallyman is out, reducing enemy forces with the Sands of Sickness, trying to buff up his own with the Tally of Pestilence at the same time. Now, the Chaos War Shrine needs to be present near a lot of dying units so it can hurry and charge up and provide a ton of healing for the Nurgle army before the all demonic instability crumble away. And where are those Rot Knights? Because they need to get onto this back line. Why do those capes look so weird? Anybody else think those capes look weird? Whatever. So those guys have to go get in the back. I would really like for them to charge the Ushapti Great Bows, but it looks like they're just going to rear charge some random skeletons. I do not like that, Sam I Am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Soul Grinder, in the meantime, is trying to fire at something. Looks like he's going to fire at random Tomb Guard. Should probably fire at these Skeleton Spearmen in that little box formation that you get a lot of damage of. Oh, God. Usurian's Incantation of Vengeance, a rear charge from Cetra, and Bo Shopti shooting them. The Rot Knights died very, very quickly. I did not like them fighting the Skeleton Spearmen. That is sad. I'm surprised how this match went. King of the Hoots, hey. King of the Hoots, hey. Alright. Alright, okay. Alright. Skeleton Spears dying off. Tomb Guard are holding a little bit better. We still have a Soul Grinder in the back that's trying to find anything to really shoot at. Looks like now he's shooting at this blob. I kind of want to see him hit it because it would do so much damage. Alright, that did okay. It didn't do as much as I thought, honestly. Khemerian War Sphinx is hunting down the War Shrine of Nurgle. I think that is a really good choice. So you reduce the healing of the entire army. Some demonic units are going to take out. The Rot Knights are back, but they're just so low that they honestly might rout before they even get in range of the Ushapti Great Bows. All of the Ushapti are trying to shoot them, trying to get their leadership down, but they get a little bit of a charge bonus, and they charge in. Oh, they take so much damage, but they get in there. Maybe they can hold on by winning in melee combat. But it looks like they're going to rout anyway as the Tallyman tries to keep the front line up. Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle is terror routing as an Ushapti summon comes in, but the demons are holding for now. The Rot Knights did not. Soul Grinder still trying to fire away. The Tomb King's running out of infantry. Nurglings and Plague Bearers will beat up Skeleton Warriors. Especially Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers are weak for a lot of reasons, but not if you just get them in melee. Then they'll do fine. They're a little too slow and they're too weak to archer fire to usually get in melee, but man, if they get in melee, you're good to go. A bunch of giant hourglasses make it impossible to see what the fuck I'm looking for here. Tally of Pestilence, Cloud of Flies, Giver of Abundant Glory. A lot of healing out here for these guys. That War Shrine of Nurgle should actually come back pretty soon. That Ushapti is fake. These Tomb Guard are all dead. And these Ushapti Great Bows are running low on ammo. 5 volleys left for the Chosen. Regular Ushapti have a bit more shots in, but they're terrible at clearing out infantry, so... yeah. Still have a Soul Grinder. Oh, what took you so long to rally? Dude, Chaos War Shrine, figure it out. Series Incantation of Vengeance onto some Plague Bearers. Epidemius is under attack by Cetra, and Cetra should beat up this poor little guy. As this kitty cat gets charge after charge. Where have the Rancid Visitations been? You been casting those, brother? Soul Grinder can't damage Ushapti worth a damn, though. We need to see so many Rancid Visitation overcasts onto the big kitty cats. I'm not even fibbing. Soul Grinder needs to stop shooting at the Ushapti Great Bows, probably fire at this Skeleton Spearman that has so much HP over here. Let me see that Rancid Visitation value. That'll tell me how many he's cast. 800. He's cast 2. He needs to cast a lot more. No, Dr. Seuss being told by Mother Skaven to her Skaven child. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's fun. Nurgle actually has a shot, by the way. The Ushapti are running out of ammo badly. What? Where did I go? 7 volleys here, 4 volleys there. And if this Plague Ridden of Nurgle ever feels like casting again, he can throw out a very deadly Rance of Visitations onto either of these Sphinxes. I'd probably throw it onto the Sphinx Usef since it's so close to dead anyway. Might as well. And there it is. Rance of Visitations undercast. Not overcast, unfortunately, but undercast still gets some work done. Allied troop count is falling. It looks like a lot of Plague Bearers are dying, however. Sphinx Usef is about dead. It is starting to crumble just a little bit. Rallies briefly. Man, those hourglasses look cool, but they are also completely in my way. There goes the Sphinx Usef. The anti-large is down, including its fire damage. So it's not stopping the healing anymore. Another Rusyrian's Incantation of Vengeance is out, but it's onto a single entity, so unfortunately not going to do much damage. Another Terror out onto the Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle. Skeleton Spearman, half HP. Still fighting these Plague Bearers who are still healing up slowly from the Chaos War Shrine. Etc. Looks like he's going to leave the fight to finish off that Chaos War Shrine once and for all, as the Soul Grinder is trying to do anything he can to help out. Ushapti Great Bows 1 volley and 5 volleys left. And they're pin cushioning the poor Soul Grinder. I legit have no idea who's going to win, but Epidemius takes a ton of health out of the Skeleton Spearman, and that certainly helps Nurgle's chances quite a lot. My biggest concern is there's Skeleton Spearman support in the late game with no Plague Bearer support, but, I mean, if you kill that off, then it's just a single entity fight, and it's Cetra versus 4. Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle still healing up. Cetra trying to refresh his charge bonus. And those Ushapti, one's out of ammo, the other one is firing at the War Shrine, trying to finish it off and get that fucking healing out of here. Locus of Virulence, more melee attack, more armor-piercing damage. The Plague Bearers refuse to go down. So does the Chaos War Shrine, but in comes an Ushapti charge, stalking across the nightscape. Rear charge in, Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance is out. The Plague Bearers are fading away, but the Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle is also routing for real this time. It's not just a tear out, it's a real one. Cetra's thinking about coming back in. 500 HP on the Chaos War Shrine. He gets a big shot onto it, but actually misses. Really? Cetra, you missed? There you go. No more healing for Nurgle. No more extra leadership either, but another brutal Rance of Visitations onto Cetra. It's not overcast, so it probably won't kill him, but it's going to do so much damage. The Ushapti have 3 volleys left to fire into the Soul Grinder of Nurgle. Epidemius is low. The only healing left for Nurgle is through their Fecundity, if they get that tier 2 army ability, but Sands of Sickness is out again, making it much harder for Cetra. Takes a nasty shot from the Soul Grinder on his way out here as he retreats to get another charge off, but he got hit in the back by multiple things. He took so much damage. Nurgle's actually gonna do it. Nurgle's 100% got this, for sure. No chance. The Cetra charges back in. Ushapti out of ammo. They are now just half-assed melee pawns. Cetra tries to refresh his charge bonus, but he takes 3 massive shots. All 3 single entities hit Cetra in a row. Lowered him low enough for army losses. Bim, bam, boom. They don't let him go anywhere. Epidemius got him. King of the Hoots. Rance of Visitations, proven its worth. Taking down both the Tomb King's cats as long as he bought them time. Rot Knights are just fucking terrible. They're so garbage. I like in that one fight in Jack Reacher movie where the 2 bad guys basically beat themselves up hitting each other trying to Jack. I haven't seen any Jack Reacher. Sounds too much like a sex act, and I don't watch those kind of movies. I'm a family-friendly kind of guy. Ushapti Great Bows and both the kitty cats did a lot of work. Nurgle made sure that none of these skeletons or Tomb Guard did very much, and the melee Ushapti also struggled. Good job. Okay. We're nearing the end here. 4 replays left. King of the Hoots versus Tapat. And then we'll do our semifinals and finals and be done. King of the Hoots taking a Tzeentch build that looks kind of serious. Tapat taking usual Tapat fare, 5 bloated corpses. For Tzeentch, 2 Chaos Warriors with Halberds, 2 Zongors, 3 Pink Horrors, 3 Exalted Pink Horrors, Severed Claw, a Chaos War Shrine of Tzeentch, Exalted Hero with just Colossal Strikes, and then Village the Curseling with blue, pink, fire, and Infernal Gateway. Side 4 of the Vampire Coast, we have 2 Flanking Dogs with Silver Chevrons, 5 Bloated Corpses, 2 Sirens, Solostra, 2 Deck Gunners, 3 Handgunners, 2 Hand Cannons, and then Deck Dropper Bombers. The Exalted Hero of Tzeentch is currently going hunting for some Bloated Corpses. He already popped one. It looks like he's going for another one. Bam. 2 Bloated Corpses down. A third one is having trouble. Blue Fire hit it, but it manages to hold on for now. Chaos War Shrine is pathing for it while Exalted Pink Horror is trying to shoot it down. So 3 Bloated Corpses sniped out. But Exalted Hero of Tzeentch to take a lot of damage. Now the Exalted Pink Horror is getting to shoot at Deck Dropper Bombers full free. But this Bloated Corpse might just make it. Oh, the War Shrine is faster. No way! He runs down the Bloated Corpse before he gets the Halberds, and the last Bloated Corpse is taken out by the Exalted Hero of Tzeentch. Exalted Pink Horror is taking out the Bombers pretty easily. 1 Zongor was routed off in trade. So far, this trade deal is very much in the favor of Tzeentch. Jeremy has mutinied your server. Has he now? Alright, okay, alright. Infernal Gateway is down on the Deck Gunners. They don't have that many models. They actually won't take that much damage. They'll be okay. And man, these Chaos Warriors are getting shredded right now as they try and get in here. Their leadership almost falters, but it looks like they will at least get into melee before dying. Deck Gunners survive the Infernal Gateway. They didn't lose a model, so they're actually still full damage potential. Dogs will lose to Exalted Pink Horrors. Exalted Pink Horrors have really good melee stats, 30, 38. So they'll be fine. Exalted Hero is also trying to help out. As the Handgunners tee off onto the very tall and easy to shoot Chaos War Shrine of Tzeentch. Sirene's gonna go get in there. Why do people keep taking Sirens against Tzeentch? Sirens are like super weak to Tzeentch. Stop doing that. What do you think the combined Bloated Corpse value was? Double digits, maybe even triple? I would be surprised if it was double digits combined. I'm going single digits. Chaos War Shrine already terror routed away. A lot of terror routing going on. Can you imagine being 3-headed ogres that are carrying a chariot, and on top of it is like a chaos worshipping dude with like a chaos Buddha behind him, and you're like, ooh, a ghost, and you run away. That's what just happened. Chaos ogres with 3 heads just ran away from a ghost. Whatever. Whatever, dude. Tzeentch is pulling a little ahead of the bounce powers. Exalted Pink Horrors have gotten in range. They are going to shut down that Deck Gunner. There's a Handgunner that's currently getting beaten up by Village and the boys. Ghosts are also getting beat up by Village and the boys. Speaking of Village and the boys, there's some more Village boys over here. It's tough. What is that? That is a Vangeist's Revenge. That is going to kill like 3 units. Oh, they're trying to dodge. That's cute. The Chaos Warriors' Halberds dodged. The Exalted Pink Horrors did not. Solostra's doing her best to hold it down in the front line. I don't think that will be enough as Sirens are killed off by Village. War Shrine of Tzeentch is back. Does this thing even matter? It's 35% charged. Gotcha. Damn Knights Errant are out. They'll rear charge over here. Sirens get lit up by the Exalted Pink Horrors. Not actually as much damage as I would have thought from Exalted Pinks. Deck Gunner's trying to make sure that Chaos War Shrine gets out of here for good. And they'll do their best. We have some Handgunners trying to kite it out. Are they gonna shoot? What are you doing? Yeah, there they go. They got a couple shots off, but it won't be enough to stop those guys. This is another Infernal Gateway lands on the Deck Gunners. It'll do some damage to them. Not a ton, but it should be enough to end this game because Solostra's getting beat up by Village. These guys are all fading away, and that'll probably be army losses. These Damn Knights Errant are super fraudulent. In 50 seconds, they'll just disappear, but they're a lot of balance of power considering how dwindled both forces are. Bolt of Change coming in. Army loss is already hit. Stop taking ghost units versus Tzeentch. Stop it. What up, Codex? King of the Hoots wins that game. Taking Tzeentch versus Ghosts like a bully. Alright, on the other side, hand cannon. One of them did okay. Dogs did alright. Load of corpses, 19, 0, 0, 0, and 22. Fuck, it was double digits. God damn it. Alright, I heard Jeremy is trying to take over my server, so I'm looking for where this Dragon Ball posting even is. Okay, alright, okay. Those are numbers I can handle. So that was all the random here's who played in our tournaments. Now there were ties for people who had 3-1 or 4-0 runs. So now we'll be doing some of those tiebreakers, right? So in our top 4 is Whiteman and Dak Ninja, and then King of the Hoots and Contrarian Codex. Since King of the Hoots and Contrarian are both here, and in case they want to go to bed, I will cast theirs first. Because Contrarian's in a car, so who knows how long a car ride's going to be. Thomas is a joke. Yay, I'm being made fun of. Khorne versus Skaven, King of the Hoots versus Contrarian Codex. We cast both of Contrarian's games at the very start, so we haven't seen him for a while, but... let's do this. For Khorne, we have Karanak in the woods. He did bring his Silence Aura. Yes, he did, so if he can get in range of Skrulk, he can stop him casting any spells. We have Khorne's Bloody Fist and Scarbrand. That is so much money in single entities. That's insane. For Khorne, they brought Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, Chosen of Khorne, Chaos Warriors as well. God damn. Your side for the Skaven, Gutter Runners. We have the Avalanche Mortars as per usual. Ashen Triad, Skaven Slaves for a front line, more 360 shooters, a bunch of Rat Ogres, and Skrulk. Skrulk with Plague and Vermintide. Libra Bonicus, Stand Your Ground, Rod of Corruption. I've been talking with Contrarian a lot about Skaven. I actually like Plague. It's in certain matchups, but Khorne is one of those matchups. It's just good at clearing out infantry if you're not going to bring globes. If you don't have globes, you don't have a lot that can punish like blobs. So it's nice to bring Plague, and it's only 12 Winds of Magic. Full armor piercing damage, so I like it a lot. Skrulk does get rampaged in by Scarbrand, though there's a bunch of people to defend him. He immediately throws out a Rod of Corruption just for some extra damage. Scarbrand is taking so much damage. Down to half HP already as the Avalanche Mortars are trying to deter the forces of Khorne that are trying to advance through the woods, but they're advancing disjointed from their single entities who just dove straight in. The rampage is over and Skrulk can try and escape, but nope, he's going to get Prey of the Blood God netted and damaged at the same time. But King of the Hoots at the meantime is losing Scarbrand, who did dip negative in leadership for just a second as all these Gutter Runners are throwing at him. We have some dogs coming out of the woods to try and do some stuff, while Khorne's Bloody Fist is sniping out Skrulk. That is really bad for the Skaven. They cannot afford to lose their Lord, especially against factions with big, scary demons, but still, overall, the Skaven trading better on value. The Avalanche Mortars have nearly taken out a Chaos Warrior with Halberds. As long as they keep the dogs off those Avalanche Mortars, the Avalanche Mortars can kill a lot of Chosen of Khorne. Meanwhile, Scarbrand was demonic instability crumbling. There he goes again. Going down, down, down. Sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be your number one with a rattling gun. The dogs are in. Khorne's Bloody Fist distracted a little bit, though he has also taken a metric shit ton of damage. And now Rat Ogres try and save Skrulk's life. Meanwhile, the Avalanche Mortars punish the Chosen of Khorne for their attempted existence. And they lost Scarbrand. Chosen have pretty high leadership, but still. Taking a debuff from your Lord routing and then getting absolutely massacred by Avalanche Mortars, that'll do a lot on your morale, so they're actually going to rout. More avalanche mortars hitting other Chosen of Khorne. And Khorne's Bloody Fist realizes the only way he could possibly win this game is if he snipes out Lord Skrull, so he lands on him. And immediately two-shots him. Oh, God. Okay, he doesn't miss. He needs to hit Skrull one more time to kill him, but those 2 hits in a row are pretty brutal. Another shot comes in. Skrull flies around through the air. Man, Khorne's Bloody Fist just can't quite finish the job on him. Avalanche Mortars aren't sure what to shoot at just yet. There is a full health halberd in the woods, but they can't see it. It is hidden. And Skrull gets to safety for now. Chaos Warhounds of Khorne getting real low. And I think Karanak used the summon, but I don't think it spawned anything, because we would have seen them, so I think he got that bug that if you try and... Nope, there they are, Flesh Hounds, alright. They exist. They were just trying to get the Avalanche Mortars. They got peeled off by Rat Ogres and such. Skrulk is running. Khorne is very low on balance of power, as now Eshin Triads are surrounding Khorne's Bloody Fist, lowering his armor with Weeping Blade while Rat Ogres and Gutter Runners hit him. Karanak's gonna run down Skrulk. Or is he? Yes, he is. Or is he? Yes, he is. Okay, he used, I think he used something to damage Skrulk and just take him out that way. Sorry I was not there for the 2v2, I got sick. That's okay, dude. Army losses is hitting. Contrarian Codex and his Escape will move on to finals. Sorry that sounded mean. What sounded mean? Well, I don't think anybody took your intentions wrong. Alright, King of the Hoots, it was a toughie. It was a toughie. Chosen of Khorne just unfortunately have no place versus Skaven. Khorne's Bloody Fist did more damage than the rest of the army combined, so go with Khorne's Bloody Fist. For Contrarian Codex, Skrulk got sniped out right away. Just threw out some spells as quickly as he could, then died. Eshin Triads did great. Night Runners and Gutter Runners did pretty darn well. Rat Ogres blocked what they could. Avalanche Mortars did fantastically. GG. On to the other semifinal. Contrarian Codex will be in the final, but with who? Whiteman versus Dak Ninja. We saw Dak Ninja previously on the Vampire Counts versus the Empire. We saw Whiteman previously on Lizardmen versus Dark Elves. Rikarth beat up on Saurus Old Blood. And Whiteman taking a pretty elite Grand Cathay build. Triple Celestial Dragon Crossbows, led by, what even is this guy called? A Lord Magistrate.
For we fight for the Dragon Emperor.
Alright.
We fight for the moon.
Triple Celestial Dragon Crossbows, Jade Warriors, Jade Warrior Halberds, Peasant Longspearmen, the Dude Dragons as well in the front line. And that is it. In a tightly arranged box, we do have an Astromancer on horseback with Comet, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Harmonic Convergence, and then one cannon I saw firing from somewhere. Lord Magistrate brought Inspired Defense, Inspired Marksmanship, and Inspired Assault. Cool. Now, aside for the Chim Kings, Sepulchral Stalkers in the Woods. Saw them over there a bit ago. Then we have Melee Ushopti, Kitty Cat, Cetra, Ushopti, Great Bow, Skeleton, Warriors, and Spearmen. A Hyro Titan. Lich Priest of Nehekara. Why have a Lich Priest of Nehekara and Cetra? I am confused. But alright. And then a Lich Priest of Death with Spirit Leech. And then some Skeleton, Spearmen, and Warriors. I don't love taking 3 casters and paying for all of them. I get having a Spirit Leech caster and then a Nehekara caster. I actually do get that, but I don't understand why you also then have Cetra. Like, just cut the Nehekara caster and give Cetra the one spell you took. Used to be Foot equals immortal. Yeah, Foot's way less immortal now after several patches, Sakura, but they're still like a little bouncier than they should be in several circumstances. Anyway. Sparkle Stalkers snuck up through the trees, and now they're trying to get a little dastardly shot onto the cannon, but unfortunately they're firing through a lot of trees, so the trees are also blocking their own shots. Skeleton Warriors have almost hit the front line. They will need a lot of help to get through the Grand Cathay front line. Skeleton Warriors will do almost no damage to these guys, but with a Hyro Titan and some melee Ushapti, maybe they'll do okay. Though, the melee Ushapti did overextend. They're now fighting Peasant Spearmen without infantry support of their own, so the Peasant Spears are going to do a lot of damage, and these Celestial Dragon crossbows are nothing to joke around with. They do a lot of damage. As the regular Ushapti Great Bow is firing at something, it is firing at these Celestial Dragon crossbows and doing okay damage, while the cannon is going to free fire back at them, doing a good amount of their own. Cetra gets 48% physical resistance as he charges in. And the Hyro Titan's trying to help out the front line to get through these Peasant Long Spears. While I saw a Comet was going to land here, it got canceled for Curse of the Midnight Wind instead. Sporkle Stalker's still struggling to get through the Jade Warriors in the back. Celestial Dragon crossbows firing away with their double shot crossbows. Going to do a lot of damage here to poor Cetra and his Hyro Titan companion. Lord Magistrate eating Spirit Leeches like a boss. He doesn't care. And the Dune Dragons aren't going anywhere, so no one's getting through that front line. As Cetra runs past the Peasant Long Spears at last, diving through. There's the Comet I was waiting for. Really good damage onto 4 units, honestly. Actually did good damage to the Ushapti as well. The Tomb King's ending up in a bit of a blob here and there that's pretty easily punished. Hyro Titan still trying to snipe out the Lord Magistrate and reduce Cathay's leadership, but they're not doing enough damage to him quickly enough. Is surprisingly tanky. 8% spell resist. Huh. Weird. Okay. By the way, that is the most deceptive description I've ever seen. Like, look at that spell thing. Resistance, damage of magic symbols, spells, and magical abilities is reduced by this amount. That super looks like magic damage. Like, that would look like your melee attacks would do less damage, but it isn't true. Alright, Cetra and the Hyro Titan are trying to disrupt stuff, but like, look at this Grand Cathay front line. It is going nowhere. Like, the Skeletons have made no progress. Over here, they got a little bit done because they had both their Ushapti and Cetra and the Hyro Titan, and they almost got through a single Peasant Long Spear. Wild. More Spirit Leeches for the Lord Magistrate, which he is just tanking like a boss. And you're right, he has a giant HP pool. For being just on a horse, he has like, what is that? 7,000 HP? No, 5,100. I mean, still, it's pretty good. Ushapti Summon will finally shut down the Grand Cannon. More Spirit Leeches in for the Lord Magistrate. If you're wondering how he's getting so many so quickly, he has a Deathcaster and he has the Hyro Titan, which had bound Spirit Leeches, which has now used all of them. Cannon is about to be shut down by the Ushapti. Lord Magistrate is actually getting low enough to maybe die from like 2 more Spirit Leeches. Does that matter? I don't know. As the Hyro Titan gets a good shot on the Astromancer. Okay, actually, maybe. A Comet's going to come in. If it curves up away from me, it's going to get huge damage. And it probably will, because it feels like that thing has RNG out the ass. A lot of good damage there, but honestly, I'm getting a little concerned for Grand Cathay. They've almost lost their Lord. A lot of their range just shut down. Okay. Okay. The Dune Dragons are still unstoppable, and Lich Priest of Death and Nahakara need to get out of that pile up. That is not good for them at all. As Cetra tries to charge through these guys, get some damage down. Another Spirit Leech for the Lord Magistrate. Does it kill him? 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It does not kill him. It does rout him, but it does not kill him. Cetra would have to go deal with that himself, as he's currently standing in the Dune Dragon, so he's going to want to get the hell out of here as fast as possible. He just lost 300 HP in the blink of an eye as the Ushapti Great Bows continue to fire in. Bounce power is evened out quite a lot as Sporkle Stalkers and the Ushapti Summoner are trying to take on Celestial Dragon crossbows as well. The Astromancer is also very low. I would not hate for Cetra to chase down the Astromancer and Lord Magistrate and just get them out of here, but he is also doing good work cycle charging through the Celestial Dragon crossbows, so I suppose I can't fault him too much for that. The Nehakara caster is starting to crumble a little bit. What will the Deathcaster do as the Astromancer continues to take damage here and there from little things? Cetra is at 1,700 HP. Another Spirit Leech out onto the Astromancer. That'll kill him off. No more spells. The Lord Magistrate rallies by the edge of the map with 1 leadership, keeping Grand Cathay a little more courageous in this fight. The Hyro Titan and Cetra are trying to put this game on their backs. This guy is standing in Jade Warrior Halberds, though, so that'll be a ton of damage out. Isn't he built to clear infantry? He should do that well, but he's not. He should, but he's not. Terror out in, Curse of R. Curse of what the hell? Curse of Khazar. There's no way I'm saying that right, but minus 60 armor for everybody around here. That is nice. As this Magistrate's back. Honestly, bro, just overcast Spirit Leech. Just do it. Surrender your soul to the Dark Gods. Kill that fucking Magistrate. He's running around with 0 leadership right now. He routed of his own accord towards the edge of the map. He'll probably route again of his own accord and just shatter, but Cetra currently fighting Jade Warrior Halberds. Not good at all for him. Lowering his leadership. He's going to get shot by the Celestial Dragons. And something was happening over there. I don't know what that was, but it didn't pan out. Lord Magistrate's back again, baby! He's back again. Cetra's about to crumble any second now. Which is probably going to be GG for the Tomb Kings. Good route on the Celestial Dragon boys, but I'm gonna have to save poor Cetra. Man, if the Hyrule Titan didn't suck, Tomb Kings would still have a shot. But it is the Hyrule Titan, and it does suck. Lord Magistrate shattered. He will go off the map in a matter of time. It is not enough time to save the Tomb Kings. Cetra gets enough leadership from charging these fools. He can at least chase them off and stay alive. Lord Magistrate should be off the map now. 3, 2, 1. Damn it. How far was I off by? Sporko Stalker's trying to shoot to help the Hyrule Titan. I've honestly only seen them hit the Hyrule Titan. Cetra is back. There we go. Lord fled recently. It's a lot of leadership debuffs from the Dune Dragons. Can Cetra get a good charge off? He's charging through these Peasant Long Spears. Alright, he terror routes them off. He can't get stuck in the halberds. He can't do it. Celestial Dragon crossbows are back in the woods, though. They can fire it on Cetra on any second, and he is starting to crumble. He needs to charge it, and he does. Gets a big collision attack just to keep that leadership alive, baby, alive. Celestial Dragon, the Dune Dragons have ITP, but Cetra dies. No, Tomb Kings. Sporko Stalkers throw a couple shots in. Hashem's Renegade straight down. Does right off the Dune Dragons. Routes off the Jade Warrior Halberds. Holy shit, the Hyrule Titan's doing it! Until, you know, the Celestial Dragon crossbow show up and just gat his ass, but whatever. Won't worry about that for now. Oh yeah, there's Ushabti Great Bows! They're just stuck fighting Jade Warriors. They need to group up with the Hyrule Titan. Honestly, if the Sporko Stalkers and the Ushabti Great Bows just start chasing whatever routes and let the Hyrule Titan fight anything that stays, they could actually do this. Holy shit! Holy shit, they can do it! Everything's routing! Just chase! Just chase! No, these Ushabti, no, don't keep fighting random Jade Warriors. Fuck those Jade Warriors. Just kill random other stuff. Hyrule Titan still has 5,000 HP, and he keeps terror-routing all the Cathay troops. He still has some Skeleton Spears, too. Do it, you stupid big bitch! Give us some laser eyes. You know you want to. Stomp! Stomp! Laser eyes. Laser eyes. Dodges another Celestial Dragon crossbow volley. Oh, he's going to the woods. He's gonna charge these poor peasants. Oh, they're just peasants. Why would you do this? There you go. Terror out of them. You really need to go stop those Celestial Dragon crossbows, though. 1, because they're providing harmony bonuses, and 2, because they're shooting at you, and you hate that. Sporko Stalkers and the Ushabti Great Bows are chasing off the Jade Warrior Halberds. Probably leave the crumbling Ushabti to do it and let the Sporko Stalkers just come back and shoot. Because they shouldn't both be chasing the same thing, especially when one of them's crumbling. It's just wasting the crumbling thing's time. Celestial Dragon Crossbows trying to get one last volley off into the Hyrule Titan. They actually managed to do it before getting stomped on. It's good for them. Turns out Titans are good versus peasants. Yeah. But the skeleton spears are dead. Sporko Stalkers and the Ushabti are trying to fight, but the Ushabti just crumble away. Sporko Stalkers getting close to crumbling themselves, and those Jade Warrior Halberds rallied anyway, so not ideal resource management in the late game for the Tomb Kings, unfortunately. Hyrule Titan stomps through some Jade Warriors, but it hasn't finished off those Celestial Dragon crossbows, so everything around here is still getting the harmony bonus. Sporko Stalkers back in. They're going to fire at the Dune Dragons, get a couple shots off here and there. Probably want to get on top of this hill fully, so they're not firing up like that, but the Celestial Dragons are allowed to set up, and they're going to fire at your Sporko Stalkers, causing them to crumble, most likely. Tomb Kings, you were doing so good. Some late game mistakes are costing you quite a lot. Sporkle Stalker is going to get run down by Jade Warriors, shot up by the Celestial Dragons, and yeah, there's a half health Jade Warrior Halberd in the woods. This is GG. I'm sorry, Stone Titan believers. This is a man without hope. Sporkle Stalkers are dead. He's dead. Go away. He's dead. The Higher Titan's even starting to crumble. Army loss is getting close. And that is GG. It's not real. Can't allow it. Damn, that was a close one. Whiteman will move on to the finals. Dak Ninja tried. Shopty, Sparkle Stalkers did well. Hydro Titan, after all that, he got less damage value than either of these two. Why doesn't the Titan pull a Goku and believe in himself? That's just not the Titan way. So we know, if you've been paying attention, we have Whiteman versus Contrarian Codex in the finals. That is Queek Head Taker. That there is Queek. Why is there a Queek there? What's going on with Queekerito? Okay. Alright. Okay. This is the matchup I have to play in the faction war for Turin. I'm going to lose. Bow to Queek. For the Skaven, we have Night Runners, Gutter Runners of Poison, front line of Skaven Slaves, 1, 2 Warp Lock Jazales. We have Ikit, Zap Zap, Warp Lightning Cannons, 3 Rat Ogres, the Wheels of Doom, Dual Wheel, and then Queek Head Taker, butt naked on foot, no abilities or spells or anything like that. 1 Wolf Rat in the distance. We also have a Warlock Engineer with Howling Warp Gale and Warp Lightning. On the other side, we have an Astromancer with Comet and Curse of the Midnight Wind. 2 Celestial Dragon Crossbows, 3 Celestial Dragon Crossbows, 4 Celestial Dragon Crossbows, and then the Dune Dragons, Jade Warriors, Peasant Long Spears, and that is about it. But Celestial Dragon Crossbows are having a bad time versus the Skaven nice and early. If you went into a final, you just had to take Queek, man. I guess you did. I guess you did, as you obliterate that Celestial Dragon Crossbowman. Warplock Jazales now turn their ire onto the Astromancers. The Wheels of Doom are moving up. And that Astromancer is getting his ass sniped. They're trying to move up nice and slow, but the longer they take, the more they're getting shot as they go along. Jazales, Warp Lightning Cannon, everything is just hammering this poor Astromancer, who's already retreating. And the retreat actually saves him from a lot of damage, but he's trying to get behind this tree, kinda. I mean, he's retreating. The player can't control it, but the Astromancer himself is trying to get behind a tree. So Warp Lightning Cannon will finish the job, shattering the Astromancer before he got to use any spells. Now the Wheels of Doom are in here, messing with the Celestial Dragon Crossbows. And this Skaven backline is still just firing. They don't care. They'll take free shots forever. As Queek is busy fighting Peasant Long Spears. Not swinging currently. Dude, just swing one time. Alright, Queek, I hate you. What else is going on since apparently Queek refuses to do anything? Oh yeah, the Wheels of Doom is currently sitting in the Doom Dragons, taking a lot of damage. Gonna run away from that and go shut down some crossbows. These other Celestial Dragon crossbows are busy killing Gutter Runners and Night Runners with ease. Also Rat Ogre's taking a lot of damage, but the Skaven weapons teams are still free and clear to keep firing. That's going great for them. That Cathay nerd died so fast I decided not to use the Skaven nerd. Yeah, no casters for either player. His Warlock Engineer is just not going to cast spells. Jazales firing up and over the hill a little bit. The arc of the shot getting over some of the Dune Dragons, but I guess hitting either the Dune Dragons or the Celestial Dragon Crossbows, both are fine. Warp Lightning Cannon's getting shots down these super long formations and getting a ton of damage out. Wolf Rats are in. I don't know how much damage they'll do to the Celestial Dragon crossbows. 95 armor and 37 melee attack. Melee defense is pretty brutal, but wolves are still wolves. Queek gets into the back line, starts to run towards the Lord Magistrate, who runs away like a coward. The Wheels of Doom are still causing a lot of trouble. And Cathay is just in a rough spot in this exact matchup. Like, I don't know. They tried to box and they didn't bring enough. They brought medium range and boxed, but then the Skaven brought long range and just shot them forever. Queek finally gets to go fight the Lord Magistrate for a bit, and Lord Magistrate runs away, leaving you in Jade Warrior Halberds. Queek is massive. Yeah, Queek's pretty big. He's a big boy. Finally gets to fight the Lord Magistrate for a bit. Didn't even bring trophy heads or anything, so he's just fighting au natural. 66-46 versus 45-50. We have Jade Warriors running up to try and deal with the Jezzails. Queek still dueling with the Lord Magistrate. Wheels of Doom trying to terror out away the Celestial Dragon crossbows. And Queek gets run away from by that little horse guy again. Bounce power is tipping against Cathay very far. It's almost into Army Loss's territory. It's a good shot from the Jezzails. Might just be enough to send us over the edge. But not quite yet. Cathay's still going to hold on to the bounce power for a little bit longer. Jezzail's running low on ammunition. Queek's still trying to chase down the Lord Magistrate, just running around in circles. The terrain of the map is perfect for cannons. It is. Cannons are doing a great job. So the Wheels of Doom managed to tear out away the Halberds. Don't turn into a natural route just yet. So they could rally and then kill it. And Queek gets stuck in a whole bunch of random Jade Warriors. Yeah, he's stuck. Rat Ogre's charging though. Their collision should do pretty well as the Wheels of Doom go straight through the Jade Warrior Halberds. Getting a decent little amount of damage out, but now it's getting shanked by all these halberds and shot by some of their own troops. The Wheels of Doom will be going down. Not dead just yet somehow. They'll just go down. And this bounce power is way too much for Cathay to overcome. They will just army loss out. Well, that is true. Queek did eat all of his own littermates. That is the most correct. Warp Block Jezzails both did fantastically. It gets Zap did pretty well. Wheels of Doom honestly got a lot of value. Got 1600 value, so not bad at all. For Whiteman, first new player tournament they played in, they did get to the finals, but they lost to Contrarian Codex, who was due for a W in this format. He's been playing for a while, it's been good. That is it. That's it for the stream, ladies and gentlemen. We went for about... Oh, will you stop? It won't tell me how long I've been streaming. It's just being dumb. I don't know. We streamed for however long we streamed. We said we streamed for about 2 hours, 20 minutes. Let's go raid Goji. Let's go just raid Goji. Let's go kick his ass. You guys want to do that? You want to go kick Goji? You don't have to listen to him. I mean, Goji's a tool. Why would you listen to him? But it would be nice of you to go say hi. So here, customization, redirect, add, search for videos. Goji! He didn't turn on his fucking thing. All right, click this link. He didn't turn on his redirect, so I can't do it officially. All right, Contrarian Codex with the 10 euros. We'll miss these turns greatly. Thanks for hosting. Still a Rat Ogre, though, so can I join the next one, please? You're not still a Rat Ogre. I just gotta go give you your thing. Go join Goji. Tell him he's a punk ass. Because he is. Like, that's the real thing, is that he's a punk. Gotta go find Contrarian Codex and change it to a Bone Ripper. There he is. No more Rat Ogre. Bone Ripper. Alright, goodbye.